is absurd. Dub is already in his dub full bag. But welcome back to another episode of Player's Choice, episode 170. 170 episodes of Player's Choice, man. Bringing you heat. 24/7. We've been, literally 24/7. There's shit going on over here on Player's Choice. I already used my one swear word in the first 30 seconds. That's pretty heat.
The ones at the
host.
Okay.
Big time L
After
host.
the
What's
Falcons.
good, bros?
After the Falcons, yes.
Dub's already wildin'.
You guys just missed some nasty.
Good morning, good afternoon, whichever time that you're a part of. It's great to be back here.
Wait, hold on. But before you do this, let me just let everyone know what we're going to be doing today, and then you and Mars can get whatever you want off. But what is coming today on the show, as you could tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be doing our 2022-23 predictions for awards. I think next show, because I was going to do like first team, second team, third team. I think we'll do that like next show. So we'll just do the regular awards, whatever. We got, of course, NBA news and other stuff going on. We only are 2 weeks away from the NBA season, so we're about to be starting to heat up here. I'm excited to actually be doing the show in the middle of the season again, bro. It's like I miss that so much. But Dub and Mars, after last show, they wanted to get so much stuff off, and they were anticipating today's show. And so Dub's going to give his monologue, whatever he's got to say. And then we're going to let Mars push some more agendas, because you guys have been picking on Mars since that last show. I know Mars has been reading the comments on the Accolades Don't Mean Crap segment that was posted. I actually read some of them today too. So told one of the guys who commented to come up on the show, because he apparently thought that he could educate us. So, but I'm sure he won't show up. Anyway, Dub,
before you start, is this nasty or not in your eyes?
I would
is
like
this
to
top
say,
left material?
I would like to
hold
say,
hold up. We have a new face on the panel, bro.
Oh my God.
geez,
My bad,
JD.
Bobby.
That's
My
true.
bad, Bobby.
LD.
It's because he's not new, so that's why he's returning.
Unfamiliar face. Let's say
If
that.
you guys have been here for a minute, God, Bobby, you were here
last year.
It's like episode like 50 around there, like 60,
yeah, it was
somewhere in there.
before 100 for sure. Bobby got the people going for sure with his NBA takes and his top 10.
I got blacklisted for having love for Scottie Pippen.
That's not true. You didn't get blacklisted, but it was pretty nasty.
And
Now,
where's Scotty? But before we start everything, can we? I just want to know if things have changed.
Nah, man. Scotty's number 10.
Yeah,
All time.
Bobby's an elite. Bobby's an elite guest. He's part of the Player's Choice family, bro. Never forget that. You were never blacklisted, man. It's just, I guess we just never found the times. If you remember Clubhouse, me and Ron used to do the Clubhouse days. Bobby was definitely an elite member, a part of that. But I would like to get into this monologue. We can't say soliloquy anymore, because Fluent confirmed that a soliloquy is not what we do. We do monologues. So,
Well, we don't care what Fluent says, so carry
I
on.
really don't either. I don't give a damn. But I'm just gonna stick to the definition of things. So I'm having a monologue.
We're such supportive teammates over here.
Yeah, I have a monologue here today. And Mars, the reason why I wanted to be top left today, because I want to say that we have done a tremendous job in the absence of Dell and Shaq. We have done so amazing. Me and my top left responsibilities of being nasty on top of being entertaining. And the Dubonairs are actually massing. The Dubonairs is growing. The Dubonairs are coming on top. I seen Ken in the drive with a comment the other day. He said, keep doing a bad job. But he stopped there. He didn't put Dub. He said, I'm a new Dubonair. So we are amassing. The Dubonairs are assembling. And I would like to let you know, Mars, that I do want to do an alliance, you say. An alliance, because I feel as if there's a lot of false stigmas. We agreed on the Magic Johnson thing with the accolades don't mean shit. And we do have an agreement, and when we do have an agreement, we are unstoppable and we are an elite force to be reckoned with. And I would like to have an allegiance with you, have an alliance. The Dubonairs from Mars. And I would like to invade Earth, invade the basketball community. And I would like to teach the masses that some of the bullshit that comes out in the sports world doesn't mean anything. Accolades, awards, things of that nature means nothing sometimes when it comes to a basketball player and their game. It's things like that that we agree on. That I'm just Mars. When you had your Magic Johnson take last week, I damn near shed a tear. Damn near shed a tear, bro. It was amazing. It was beautiful. The Debonaires are amassing. I think the aliens from Mars could definitely have some sort of allegiance, and we could take over the world. Me and my top left responsibilities, I will be nasty for you, Mars, so you no longer have to be nasty. And we could go ahead and take over the world, brother. So that's what I had to say. I'm very excited to say, would you take this peace offering so that we could join forces? I'm still never going to agree with you with playmaking and skill shit. I just can't do it. But other than that, let's join forces and let's dominate the world and dominate this market that needs to be corrected.
Don't do it, Mars.
Mars is a nasty side to join.
Dub, why does it feel like you just proposed to Mars?
The Debonaires from Mars.
It was a proposal.
I love it. I love it. The Debonaires from Mars. It has a nice ring to it.
Wow.
So Euro's against it. The chat seems to be against it.
When have you ever been somebody that goes with the grain?
No, I'm not going with the chat because the chat think accolades matter. So,
Are you implying that you're going with me then?
I mean, my thinking is if I align with Dub, I need to have a release clause where if Dub decides to go left and away from the vision, I can dismember myself from the name. I need that stipulated because I don't want to be associated when you say certain things.
Like what?
Such as passing is not a skill, playmaking is not a skill.
Making you sign a prenup?
I want the alliance to be in places where you say something I agree with, I will defend you. I will stand up.
No, that's what we'll have to just. No, Mars. I will
have to defend you and stuff that's nonsensical.
Mars, this is the definition of through thick and thin. So you're either fully on board.
No, Mars, because I agree. Because listen, we could sit. Mars, listen, because I agree with you. I will never. I will never agree with you on the skill and the playmaking shit. I just never will. But we can just agree to disagree instead of coming at each other's necks. We could just let it go and just leave it at be. But when we do agree, we lock in arms. We're going through the battlefield, and if we do die in the battlefield, we will meet in the gates of Valhalla, and we will celebrate and drink together. Skull. I'm telling you.
If you align with me, we won't lose in a debate. First of all. But second of all, then if that's the case, I'm totally with the alliance. If we get to just defend each other's factual points.
Cheers, mate. Grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Yo, Dub, are you in your Vikings bag today?
This is crazy. Dub said all of this, right? Had this whole spiel just so he can get a drink now.
That's pretty fire.
Because he can't get a drink because he's a debonair, not a doubleaholic anymore. Yeah. I see what he's doing. He ain't slick.
But see, Mars,
you fell for it. This is crazy, bro. You're an enabler, Mars.
Dub's doubleaholic. It's like it's ingrained in him. You know, he can't get away from it. So Mars, you're basically a debonair and a doubleaholic. So you dealing with somebody that's bipolar. You don't know what dub you're gonna get. And you should have seen him on Gridiron last night. I had to keep reminding him, aren't you a debonair? Aren't you a debonair?
I only associate with the on basketball. Whatever happens in Gridiron, I don't associate.
Mars, do you have a drink with you?
Yes, I have water.
You could drink water. It's okay. I have mine.
There you go.
Yo, also, chat, do not do what Dub's doing ever, please.
Do what I'm doing, guys. I'm a
guy brought a gallon handle out, man. It's drinking straight from the bottle. That's
insane.
Crazy.
And okay, well, that was beautiful and holy matrimony. Congratulations, you two.
Never change, man.
Hey, we have.
Yeah, you may now kiss the. What is it, bridegroom?
No kissing. We already we agreed. We're in agreements. We're good.
First dance?
No. We celebrated. Now we need to go party, and now we celebrate.
So is this show a celebration? Bro, I'm about to go pour up after this.
Let's do it. I got sangria in the car too.
Okay, so we got Eric Dupree sending in the super chats with a perfect segue because Mars wanted to address this. So this is beautifully done, Eric Dupree. The alley-oop. He said, accolades don't make you a better basketball player. Accolades prove who's the greatest. And then a follow-up. Greatness measures the merits and achievements over a complete career, while best is a perishable that has to be related to a certain time period. So Mars, I feel like this is a
copy paste job. I like
perfect segue.
Yeah, I read that in the comment section before. I think it was from him. But the reason, I mean, I agree accolades don't make you better. I think if you disagree with that, I could explain why I think that's really dumb. But the issue I have with the GOAT debates and everything, or LeBron versus MJ, when you start bringing accolades into it, like, what's the point of even debating them at that point? Because then you're not debating them as players, you're debating them based on what they achieved. And if we're talking basketball, if I'm talking basketball with someone and I say, I think if I have LeBron over MJ, which I don't, but if I had LeBron over MJ, and then you tell me, why do you have LeBron over MJ? Mike's a 5-time MVP, 6-time champion, defensive player of the year, all of that stuff. We're not talking about basketball. We're talking about what they achieved. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I just don't know why we would be talking about that. Because, for example, someone who's never watched a dribble of basketball in their life can go on Basketball Reference, search up Michael Jordan, search up LeBron James, read off their accolades, read off their averages, and make an opinion on who should be ranked higher. I just don't want to be part of a debate where you don't have to watch someone play to be able to make a reason why they would rank higher. It's like most people have Kareem at number 3, and none of them have taken the time to watch any Kareem basketball. He won 6 MVPs, he won 6 titles, so he should be in the conversation with Mike and LeBron. Like, if you think Kareem is in the conversation with Mike and LeBron and you give me reasons based on how he played basketball, that's a conversation I'm willing to have. But if your conversation is based on nothing you've watched and just everything you see they achieved, you're not talking about basketball. You're talking about accomplishments within the sport, but nothing about their game. And that's my issue with accolades and how people use them.
But wouldn't somebody be able to say the same thing about you and your stance? When you're talking about somebody has never watched a game of basketball, never dribbled a game of basketball, can read the box score and then make an assessment off of that. Obviously, box score is like the basic level statistic that you loudly disagree with in terms of taking that into the argument, right? But you do have like a more deeper value statistic that you go off of. And technically speaking, you can go off of those as well, because I would say that somebody could say that whatever you're talking about can be said by somebody who's never watched a game either. Because when we're talking about it, I don't think I've ever heard you make a statement that isn't supported by numbers. And I don't think I've ever heard you actually make a basketball statement in terms of like what is happening on the court in terms of like dynamics of play and stuff like that. Like everything is supported by numbers.
That's not true.
I would just highly disagree with that if that's what you think. How I make
what's your primary like go-to basketball statement that isn't?
I mean, the way I talk about basketball, I talk about how they played and how I believe that impacted their team. And when I talk, the numbers I usually talk about would either be, if we're talking about scoring, I'll talk about true shooting efficiency, which you don't have to talk about someone's game to talk about their true shooting, but I do talk about their games. I talk about Kobe's versatility and how I don't think it would trump a player like Shaq's dominance inside. But the efficiency is something I will mention, but it's not all numbers. When I talk about impact, there are impact numbers, but I don't really just start quoting all the impact metrics because a lot of them I don't agree with them. I just use them as like a gauge. Like if I think someone's extremely impactful and their impact numbers say they are unimpactful, then there's clearly a disconnect between that. But if I see someone is extremely impactful and the numbers say they are impactful, but not the most impactful, I'll go and watch it. I watch everyone's. I don't talk about I've never watched.
I'm with that.
Takes aren't solely based on numbers. I'd like to talk about their games and how I believe their games impacted the team, but I don't just start saying, I don't even know.
Right, I understand that. But when it comes to the argument, right? When it comes to a debate and the back and forth or whatever, and you talk about impact, you just said that there are some numbers that you do mention to, to support your argument when it comes to the impact thing. And now you just said there are some things that, you just say in terms of like the game where you don't mention, but it is part of the impact argument, but that you don't mention at all. And so to me, it's like, how is a person that is debating with you, how are any of us, anybody that you're talking to, supposed to know what is the numbers and what isn't the numbers when we always hear you say impact and then you support the impact argument with numbers like efficiency, true shooting, and stuff like that, right? So when you talk about dominance, you can say however you want to say or whatever, but at the end of the day, you will have to, prove that point by numbers.
There's a lot of things when I talk about impact. If I say someone is factually more impactful, which I say a few times when I'm talking about certain players, that's when I'm looking at impact numbers and there's a clear gulf in the impact numbers. That's when I'll say they were factually more impactful. If I say I believe someone is more impactful, it comes from what they did in their games that would lead them to, in my opinion, be a more impactful player than someone else. And if someone disagrees with them being more impactful, then that's fine. We can have a debate about why you think someone else is more impactful. That's fine.
I don't think people are disagreeing with you when it comes to that. I think people don't put as much stock into the numbers that you are.
I don't mind if people,
like, for example,
care about what I care about. That's fine. Like, you don't have to agree that I think Bill Russell was more impactful than Wilt Chamberlain, for example. You don't have to agree with that.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the debate that we had about Rudy Gobert when you said that he's an elite perimeter defender, because objectively, if I say Rudy Gobert is a terrible perimeter defender, you say that that's objectively wrong.
Yes. Because
there's numbers to back that up. And so I'm saying it's like, okay, there can be numbers that back that up for sure. But the numbers only tell half the story, or, a portion of the story when we talk about, I think I had a back and forth with somebody in the chat about that. I think it was Ace 30. So, like, if Rudy Gobert doesn't get scored on, right, if he gets switched out onto the point guard, right, and all of a sudden, after a pick and roll, he's on the wing breaks him down, and he tries to go to the cup or whatever, and he doesn't score off of that, right? Then Rudy Gobert, like, that doesn't go into his, stat line, the one that you're looking at, in terms of, like, okay, Rudy didn't get scored on, so Rudy defended that particular scenario perfectly, you know what I mean? That makes him a better defender. But what it doesn't take into account is if he does get broken down, right, and the defense collapses, and then they get, they score off of, like, subsequent, passing, you know what I mean? Like, kicking it out to the corner, that's an open three. Or if he refuses that shot, he then penetrates, gets an open layup in that way. So that is not going to show up on Rudy Gobert's stat sheet ever in terms of, like, Rudy getting scored on. However, that is still Rudy's fault, because Rudy was unable to stay in front of that first, offensive player that broke him down, made the defense collapse or whatever. So it's if the second or third dominoes don't fall if the first one doesn't. And if the first domino is Rudy Gobert, that's Rudy's fault.
I agree with that completely, because it's very similar to my playmaking take on what's considered playmaking, making the first domino fall. The reason why I don't think that applies to Rudy Gobert is, based on the fact that I've watched Rudy Gobert, he's very rarely the first domino to fall. If anything, the dominoes fall before him, which causes him to overhelp, which leaves someone open, and that's usually Rudy's man, because he's the one helping.
If it's just a pick and roll and they switch, that's
Rudy Gobert in a switch on a pick and roll. Like, the numbers, they do say that he's one of the best in the league. It's very hard to me, even if you don't watch the game, it's very hard for me to believe that there's a chance that you go from having the best numbers in the league on a per possession basis to, just because they didn't score in that possession, to, if you watch the game, there's a reason that he could fall anywhere below average in that situation. From one of the best in the league to below average, simply based on him being broken down off the dribble, I don't believe that could be possible. And I watch enough Rudy Gobert to say, he doesn't get broken down off the dribble a whole bunch compared to how people believe he does.
Then how do you explain him getting hunted in the playoffs?
Because if you have the best rim protector in all of basketball, you want to get him further away from the rim. That's just logical. The Celtics and the Warriors did it with Robert Williams. He's the best rim protector on the court. You take him away from the rim just because he's less effective out there than he is at the rim. It doesn't mean he's ineffective out there, but you would rather take away someone's biggest strength, which is Rudy
but
Gobert's
now
paint
you're
protection.
switching it from perimeter defending
Yeah,
to
but you
rim
take
protection.
the reason they want to get Rudy on the perimeter is because he's so much better inside. You want to take him away from there. It's not about getting him on the perimeter. It's about getting him away from the interior. I believe it's more about that than it is about getting him out there. And also, they don't, from my eye, they don't.
But just because you
punt
believe
Rudy.
that doesn't mean
They just play small, and the reason they play small is because the Jazz perimeter defenders can't stay in front, which means Rudy has to go help in the paint because that's his job. You take away the layups, but in that turn, the domino already fell when Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Bogdanovic all get blown by. Rudy comes and helps, and they're kicking out and they're playing the extra passes because the Jazz rotation defense is terrible. That's why they're giving up so many threes. That's why Rudy Gobert seems to be the one that seems to be the liability, because every time he comes over and helps, they're playing extra passes. They're finding open threes. Dallas did that to them routinely. And then if you watch them against the Clippers when they went small and they had Terrence Mann in the corner and Rudy would have to go help because Paul George beat someone off the dribble, Reggie Jackson, whoever it was, Rudy Gobert's coming over to help.
Like, all these scenarios really don't matter. Listen, man, all these scenarios really don't matter, because what I'm trying to say is, if there's a defender, right, out on the perimeter and he gets beat, that's not an elite perimeter defender. That's all I'm saying. All these scenarios that you're kicking with Rudy Gobert, and now he's, having to play help side and this and that or whatever. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm saying, if you put Rudy Gobert on the perimeter and he has to defend somebody and he gets beat routinely, which he does, that doesn't make him an elite perimeter defender.
I don't believe he gets beaten routinely. I've watched Rudy Gobert in isolation. He doesn't get beat routinely. I've watched Rudy Gobert in pick and roll, whether he has to switch or whether he's playing the big. If he's playing the big, he's never getting beat. He's an elite drop defender. He can hedge the pick and roll, whatever. But if he has to switch, he's still not getting beaten routinely. If anything, he's probably... You got Royce O'Neal for the Jazz, like, over the last few years. You probably got Royce O'Neal, and then it's Rudy. They're the two best perimeter defenders the Jazz have had. It's not Donovan Mitchell. It's not Bogdanovic. It's not Mike Conley. Those guys are always the ones being beaten. Rudy Gobert, every time he's out on the perimeter, he's doing a better job than those guys. And he's doing
I don't know why you're trying to shift focus to them. Like, I'm talking about Rudy Gobert and his perimeter
and I'm talking about
defensive
him
ability.
On the perimeter. He's defending those guys at a very high level. The reason, like, the Jazz don't just have a great defense because he protects the rim. They have a great defense because he can do he does everything for defense on them. Like, if you're talking about perimeter defending bigs, you got Bam Adebayo, who's in a league of his own. Like, just centers, not power forwards, Anthony Davis, whatever. They don't really count. Centers alone, you got Bam Adebayo in a league of his own. He can guard legitimately, point guard, shooting guard, everyone. After that, Rudy Gobert is damn near the next best thing. And that's factually based on the numbers. And that, for me, if you watch him and strictly watch him on the ball, and you don't just watch him against Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, those guys, you watch him against damn near any guards, he's doing a very good job. He's doing a sustainable job. He's not a liability out there. He's a good perimeter defender. He's just so much better inside.
You forgot AD, Mark.
I want him there.
I forgot AD.
I tried to leave him out because he's a power forward, but AD would also be in that Bam Adebayo tier because he can damn near guard everyone as well. But Gobert one-on-one in isolation is doing a very good job on these guys. He's got the length to contest threes, and he's not slow. He's not slow-footed. He can recover if someone gets a step on him. He's long enough to get them from behind. He's not forcing much rotation from the Jazz. He's not giving up extra kickouts because those guys try to score on him and they miss their shots. They miss because of his length. He disrupts guys. He's a very good perimeter defender by my eye. If you disagree, that's fine. But at least we're talking about basketball here. We're not just talking about... Like, for example, Dell, who's in the chat.
Yeah, but no. We are talking basketball, but you have to keep in mind, just because you haven't made mention of a number doesn't mean that you're not talking about numbers, because the reason why you have this opinion is because you said points per possession, Rudy Gobert is very, very low.
I had this position before the numbers. The numbers just seem to back me up. I've never thought Rudy Gobert was a bad perimeter defender.
What I said to dispute that, you just dismissing. As if I say, there's subsequent passes that happen after, like, somebody gets broken down.
I agree those things exist. I just don't think they happen at the rate that you would have to imply for him to be a bad.
So if
you said he was
so if you say Rudy is, that pause-worthy, statement that you made, like Rudy's long enough or whatever to get somebody from behind. If somebody is breaking him down, right, and is like, oh, you know what, I got Rudy Gobert on my back, like, I need to, I need to be wary of that.
Hey, yo.
Like that doesn't.
Come on, Jay.
Don't
do that.
Jay's
but my point
is what.
Rudy Gobert can be behind someone, and they're not making those part. Like for you to like, I agree that if Rudy Gobert gets beat and then someone has to help and they kick out and they get an open free, even though that's not on the points per possession stat for Rudy, I agree that would be Rudy's fault. The issue I have is you said he was a terrible perimeter defender. For that to be true,
no. My argument was against you saying that he's an elite perimeter defender.
No, because I remember the conversation was you said he was terrible.
You said you doubled down twice. Yeah. You said he was elite, and I was like, okay,
yes.
Well,
let's 100% elite. I'm not saying he's Kawhi Leonard. For a big, he's 100% elite. And my issue is, even if you don't agree with the numbers totally, and that because the numbers say he's damn near the best in the league, which I'm fine with. I don't agree with the numbers completely, but
I don't argue with the numbers. What I'm saying is like anybody can crunch numbers, and the numbers are what they are. You know what I mean? That's fine. What my point is this though, I'm not putting all of my eggs in that basket because I know there's more to the game.
I agree that there's more to the game, but for the more to the game which you're bringing up, which I 100% agree with, that would happen. That would have to happen so much for the numbers to say that he is. Not for the numbers, for me to say that he's below average. It would have to happen like 50% of the time.
Right. And so now we're going eye test versus eye test. You said your eye test doesn't say that. I say my eye test, does say that. Because anytime that I see Rudy Gobert, particularly in the playoffs, I'm only talking playoff ball now. Mm-hmm. I see him routinely get picked out, and it's like, you know what, we're gonna have Rudy on the wing, and we're gonna orchestrate and start our offense, or I want to say almost initiate our offense through him right there as the defender perimeter. Now you can say, oh, that's because they don't want him, under the basket swatting shit or whatever. But I mean, that's not the only baskets that are being made directly at the rim when Rudy Gobert is right there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, for as many times as you say that you don't see that happening when it comes to the secondary pass, when the kick out or whatever, when Rudy gets beat, I can say that happens just as much or just as little as Rudy Gobert being under the rim and guys actually challenging him at the rim.
That's like, I believe, because the way I see it, when I watch the Jazz, I don't ever believe that they are picking on Rudy Gobert more than they are picking on the Jazz actual perimeter defenders. Those guys are so bad that they know if they can draw Rudy Gobert out, it's free real estate at the rim. Not because they can beat Rudy Gobert off the dribble, because I very rarely in the playoffs, unless it's a superstar, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, unless it's one of those guys, I very rarely see Rudy Gobert being picked on. It's more so they are picking on everyone else on the Jazz, getting to the rim, and something else. Rudy Gobert is having to do something to plug the holes. That's how I'm seeing it. If you see it as they're picking on Rudy and getting to the rim, and then no one else can help because Rudy's already been beaten, that's fine. When I'm watching them, I'm seeing everyone else get beaten for the most part. I'm not saying Rudy Gobert never gets beaten because that's false. For the most part, and Rudy Gobert is having to try to plug every gap that the Utah Jazz are leaving in defense, and no one else is making the extra rotation, making the extra moves, and everyone else is just getting wherever they want on offense. When I look at Rudy Gobert and the Jazz as a whole, I think we're going to see a completely different Rudy Gobert in Minnesota due to the fact that Jaden McDaniels a very good perimeter defender. Anthony Edwards can be a very good perimeter defender. Karl Anthony Towns is
but hold on, though, because the Jazz had good defenders.
I think we're going to see someone else. When I watch the Jazz, there's other than Royce O'Neal, who's a solid defender. They don't.
Mike Conley's not a bad perimeter defender either. But
he wasn't in Memphis. He has been in Utah.
He might not have been. But the point I'm trying to make is, even on the Wolves, they're still going to isolate Rudy Gobert. That's the point of a pick and roll, is to get a matchup.
Like I said, they're going to isolate Rudy Gobert because he's so great at the rim. You take him away from the rim.
No, Mars. No. I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's why they're going to get Rudy Gobert in pick and roll. But they're going to do it more with Cat than
Mars, son. Just listen, son. Just listen. It is truth in that. But the point of a pick and roll is to get a matchup. Mm-hmm. Is to get a switch so you can have a mismatch. So it's like, yeah, Rudy Gobert might have the mismatch, or the point guard might have the mismatch with Rudy Gobert guarding him. But keep in mind, the game just shifted to being a perimeter-oriented game. Back before this era, in previous eras, you were more so getting that switch so you can dump the ball down to the post to now the big man that has the point guard switched on him, or the shooting guard, whoever it is that is running the pick and roll. So just recently have we got to pick and rolls where, now we're exposing the big man and taking him off the dribble. Usually you're doing that switch, so now a little person is guarding the big, so now you can get it down there. So yeah, you can't say that it is to get Rudy away from the rim, but more so it is for the mismatch and to expose that mismatch.
All right, I don't know that anyone cares to hear more about Rudy Gobert right now, so I feel like we should move because we have Dell back on the show. It's been a minute. He's had so much stuff going on that I want to hear about. He did the two bike rides for oh my God. Yo, no way I'm forgetting what the name of the foundation is already, Dell. Jalen Spectrum.
Wow, really?
That means you forget my son's name. That's kind of crazy.
Jalen Spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There it is. What's good, Dell, bro? It's been a minute.
And then to extend the you had me in the waiting room for like 15 minutes.
Bro, I had no idea.
I was just sitting here. I thought you was like doing something over there. So I'm like, I might as well just write in the chat and join in.
That is my bad. I was like, because I didn't see if you were coming today or not. And there's like the way that the cameras are laid out, you're like tucked in the bottom. I didn't even see you. That's my bad.
That's fine. Yeah, been all over. When's the next show is what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And Tuesday night, Ron? One of those shows I might have a semi-announcement. Don't know yet, but yeah, just been doing a little bit of 1-2, more stateside. Not looking at Europe yet. Just do a little 1-2 stateside. I'm here for all the smoke. I actually was here because I saw Dub write Mars something. I want to see what that was all about. I was here for that. He said he had something to give Mars or show Mars. I wanted to see what that was about. You did it already?
Yeah, we did it all already, man.
Oh, proposed to Mars. He got on one knee.
I did not propose. We are
matrimony.
We are part of Allegiance. You know, we are going through the battlefields together.
He's ditched you, Dell.
No, I did not. Me and Dell will always have a great relationship, no matter what. Always, no matter what. So let's not do that, JD. Jay, let's remember you're supposed to be a debonair right now. And what I said before, let's not be throwing shots right now, okay?
I'm not throwing shots. I'm just
you were the one that forgot that Dell was in the waiting room, so let's not do that right now, okay? Okay. So Dell, love you and everything, but me and Mars, we got a little special thing going on. But you feel me?
I missed a lot of good topics. Just a lot of stuff been going on, but I'm here to get real nasty today. So
you good though, Dale? Life's good on your end?
Solid. And Ron Boy is back with the worst top 10 ever. Can't miss that. This is the only person I seen in the draft picked Rondo. That's crazy. I came back at the right time. What's up, my boy?
What's good, bro?
Chilling.
Hey, has anything changed in your top 10? And is it any way? Do you know it off the top of your head? Can you run that?
Me no.
For everybody that hasn't heard it,
he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that at all. There's no way he has that written down somewhere. Euro probably was Euro here. Euro wasn't here for that either. I think.
What? No.
Ron Man's top 10.
No.
My top 10 is pretty much the same as everybody else except for one person.
Scottie Pippen hitting 10 was crazy. I think you had Kareem at 1, right?
Yeah, it's Kareem, Jordan, Magic.
That's what it was. Magic was top 3.
Tim Duncan, Shaq, Kobe, Bron.
Yeah, you just said my top 10 is pretty much like everybody else's.
And Bron is 8.
Not even close.
I'm saying, like, when you in the top 10 of all the incredible basketball players that's been in the world, it's like, what's the difference between being 7 and 3? Like
a lot.
4 spots.
But I get what you're trying to say though, but a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a nice little context, Ben Bob.
Right. Would you say
I'm just saying it's hard.
It's not, but I get it.
Yeah. I mean, and then you got Bird, Hakeem, and Pippen. Right?
So when Bron passes Kareem, is he going to move up from 8?
Man, Bron is so dope. Like Bron is like a god amongst mere mortals, and it's. So this the way I look at basketball. It's like, so for somebody as dope as like a Kareem or a Magic or like a Jordan, for somebody to come along 20 years later and be in that top tier, it's kind of like, how do I replace a Magic Johnson? How do I replace Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? How do you replace MJ? You know what I'm saying? I think it's still an incredible honor. And I'm just, I'm not nobody, but it's to me to be in the top 10 list, even if it's my top 10, I think it's an incredible honor. Like,
so your top 10 is sentimental then?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I mean, you just said you can't replace, like, you can't knock somebody like Magic off of their rank.
Right. But that's not because of me being sentimental or having so much love for Magic. It's just that Magic was so incredible that how do you, especially for two people that never played together, it's kind of like, how do you replace that? You know?
I ask you guys?
What's you guys with Dred's infatuation with Kareem at number one?
Wait, hold up, Dale. Before they answer that, I would like to know. I don't understand the logic, because when we talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
that's what I want to ask, Dub, because we've talked about this last show. We have super chats about it. I want to know why he what the hell, his requirements, or like why you rank people, why you rank them, because we were talking about accolades and like how should you rank players. Should you rank them based on accolades, skill, mixture of the two? So how do you put your top 10 together?
Well, I mean, when you got like, for instance, like, so Kareem and Shaq. I mean, the dominance is just, it's unquestionable. Like, you couldn't do nothing with Kareem. I know y'all say he was playing against plumbers or whatever y'all try to say, you know, whatever. But it's still like, he was unstoppable. Shaq, unstoppable. Jordan, unstoppable. LeBron, unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? All of these guys, it's kind of like, my personal thing is, I don't see what's the problem of having somebody, as long as they're in your top 10, there's no disrespect there. There's no disrespect to not having Bron number 2, as I know quite a few people do.
I think the main thing I'm confused about, especially for your career,
is why Pippen's in there.
No, not even Pippen. It's that the fact you guys are so infatuated with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You say, 5 rings, the longevity and everything like that. The six rings. He has 5.
All right.
He has 6 MVPs. He has 6 MVPs and 5 rings, I think, or 6 rings. You could be right with that. But my bad. He does have 6 rings. No, wait. But my whole question to you guys is that LeBron James is a guy who, for the last 18 years of his career, has been so dominant, has been so great in his own right, has been dominating the sport. At Kareem's 18th year, I don't think he was playing at this high of a level of LeBron James is doing his 18th year. He's about to pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, rebound, assists as well. He passed him already. Rebounds, no, because of course Kareem got the rebounds and blocks. He's a big man. So my thing I'm just so confused about is, if you're holding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to this high of a level, and you're not, and LeBron James, I know LeBron isn't in your top 5, LeBron. He's not in your top 5, Bobby. I don't understand how that correlates with one another, because the same reasons on why you're crediting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you could give those same reasons to LeBron James. People call him the greatest scorer ever only because he's the leading scorer ever. That's it. Nothing else.
I mean,
LeBron's about to pass him.
He is, but the thing about it is, I hate that shit when we get to talking about, and it was funny. KD had talked about it. Like, does he said something like, does your scoring bag mean that you do a bunch of dribbles, or that you? I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's going into what I'm saying though. It's like, just because you have a deep bag, what does that equate to?
But he's about to pass him.
You putting the, no, I understand that. I'm saying you putting the ball into the hoop means that you're a scorer.
Okay.
Like a lot of you guys that say that LeBron doesn't have a deep bag, or that he's not one of the best scorers in the league, but he's about to pass Kareem. You got people that say, okay, KD got a deeper bag. People that say Kyrie got a deeper bag. People that say Steph got a deeper bag. But LeBron's about to be the greatest scorer of all time. So it's like, none of that really matters, Dub. Kareem was scoring the ball.
But my question to you is, if by your logic Kareem is the best scorer of all time, LeBron's about to be the best scorer of all time because he's about to pass him, why the hell is LeBron out of your top 5?
Because basketball, or he's not. He's in my top 5, so I can't speak on that. But basketball.
Why is he not 2? Why is he not 2 or 3?
Hold on, Dub. Because if you remember, it was like a year ago. But I was just trying to say who were the top 10. Dale made me put him in order. I don't really think that you can really put, when guys are that good, it's kind of like, who's really better than who? How is, you know what I'm saying? How do you, when there's been hundreds of thousands of great basketball players in the world, how do you get 10 of the top 10 of them and really rank them 1 through 10? My
thing is, if you keep one criteria for calling one guy the GOAT, I expect you to apply that all across the board. I don't see if you have Kareem as the GOAT. I don't see how LeBron isn't 2 or 3 for you. He has the
Because
longevity. He has the
Kareem did it first. So since
Kareem did it first. Why is LeBron not 2? Why is LeBron not 2 and why is LeBron not 3?
Because you got Jordan and Magic, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Magic, bro? Come on, son. Even as a player, bro, Magic ain't fucking with LeBron, bro. Easy.
I'm not gonna do this with you, Dub. You're 16, bro. I'm not gonna do this with you.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you ain't watched Prime Magic Johnson. You 30, right? We could do the math right now.
I've gone back and watched all the games, bro.
LeBron will kill Magic, bro. We're not doing this, bro.
Magic can kill LeBron too.
Doing this?
But here's the thing, though. It's 2 different games. Bron throws stupid no-look passes too.
And he averaged 30 while doing that.
Okay, and Magic averaged the most
he's a
of all
guy.
time, and it will not be touched.
How much assists he average all time?
He got the highest average. It's like 15.
So wait. It's
sure, because I know John Stockton averaged 14 about a couple of times.
Magic did done that too.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I think he got the highest career average of all time.
It's 18 years to do as many as
I don't know.
13.
All right, let me hit these super chats because I want to get to this. So David Hubble sent a super chat, said, good at basketball equals winning. Winning equals accolades. Mars, can you explain to him why he's wrong?
Because basketball is a team sport. Winning requires a team to be better than another team. The best player can be on a worse team. That doesn't mean he's worse at basketball. LeBron James played against Steph Curry, KD, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, arguably the best team of all time, and he lost. Would that mean Steph Curry and KD were both better than LeBron James? That's not what it means. Because you can judge a player individually and judge a player as a part of a team. Judging someone based on the result of a game means you are trying to say that the team's winning or losing is based on one person's contribution. And if that's what you believe in a team sport,
God help you.
I don't want to be disrespectful. So
no, just say God help you. It's okay. We can be respect. God help your soul, because that's not how teams in sports work at all.
Yo, I would like to counter Mars' point, and not even necessarily say that he's wrong, because Mars, I'm happy that you brought up that we do need to focus on players' games more. We do need to acknowledge that what they do on the court and their skills are ultimately what drives this conversation. And that's why I'm going to say that's 50% of how I judge a player off his greatness. It's all on game, skills, what your abilities to do on the court, what your abilities are on the court. And so that's the thing about these conversations is like how Bob was saying, when you get all of these guys together, when you stockpile them and you pick the best of them, it's only a group of 15 to 20 players that you can put in there just based on their game. Okay, so now once you weed everybody out, now you have to start doing some nitpicking. Now you have to start doing winning, which is 20%, 25% of how I judge a player on the greatest spectrum. So now you have to go into winning. Then you have to go into personal accolades. That's numbers, awards, big games and stuff like that. Like, how many times they drop 60 or things of that nature, historical performances and things of that nature. So it's like, once after you get those group of guys, you have to nitpick between these certain type of things, and that's what differentiates players from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All in there. But I'm like, Mars, you can't. If we just going off game, it's a lot of people that can be in that upper tier. But you have to start going into accolades to differentiate these players. It's like
you can do that. I don't.
I understand that, but I'm like, bro, does winning not matter?
No, see,
that's not what said. He said,
I'm gonna because I'm seeing something in the comments.
No, Mars. I'm not even.
I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to clarify. Because there's people in the comments who are saying something that makes no sense to me. When I say we need to talk about players' games, it doesn't mean I'm saying Kyrie Irving is one of the 10 best players of all time because he's extremely skilled. That's not what I'm saying. If you want to do the evolution argument, which is players today are better than players 40 years ago, that's fine. I have no problem. Like, you can say that and it's true, so that's cool. I don't do that because I judge players relative to when they played, but that's neither here nor there. But when I say we need to judge players based on their games, it doesn't mean who is the most skilled player, that's the best player. No, that's not what it means. It means how did you play the game of basketball And how was that able to impact your team? How was that able
impact
to lead?
what? What does impact equate to?
Impacting
what does
win.
impact equate to?
Yes, let me impacting winning doesn't mean
all right,
you
all right,
won.
but I don't want to hear nothing else.
I'm
I want
not,
to hear nothing
well,
else.
I need to clarify because
No,
for some reason,
if impact equates
I'm not
straight
finished.
to winning, it
No,
equates straight to
impact
winning.
can equate to winning, but being more impactful doesn't mean you won more. That's where the cause and effect. Being more impactful can lead to success in terms of winning championships, but it doesn't mean if you won championships you were more impactful. That's the difference. You can be less impactful than someone else who won,
to win the
and
game.
you can be more impactful than someone and that you didn't win.
All
That's
right,
how impact is
tip the ball in
determined
the air to
on
win
how
the
you
game.
impacted your team. You can impact your team more than someone else impacted their team, but their team can still win because impact comes from everyone on the team. 12 players, 10 players, however many play, all of them are impacting and contributing to the success of that team. Your individual impact can be higher than everyone on the other team, but their team total impact leading to the success of a championship can be higher because the team is better. So judging impact based solely on rings and championships or whatever the case may be is just a lazy way of looking at it, in my opinion, because there's more than one player contributing to that success, which is why I can say impact on winning without saying this player has more rings and therefore is more impactful, because I don't think they go hand in hand that easily. Now, for example, in the top 10 players of all time, for me, when I'm ranking the best players of all time, the greatest players of all time, whatever, all of them have championships. Am I saying that they are better than other people because they have championships? No, but I'm saying they were so impactful to their teams, they were able to win championships. They were able to win championships because they were in great situations, but they were still the most impactful player towards that success because of how great they were as players. It doesn't mean they are worse because they are better because they won championships. No, because I think Kevin Garnett in Minnesota, who I keep going back to, was better than he was in Boston. He never won a championship because he didn't have the right situation around him.
It's for sure cases of that. It's for sure cases of that.
So it's not exclusive to winning championships. I'm not going to say you are better because you won a championship than someone who didn't. But most of the best players, because of how great they were able to win championships. That's just how it goes.
Winning,
hold on.
Solely based off of that.
All right, so I was trying to find this comment and I found it. This is on the Accolades Don't Mean Shit segment that we dropped yesterday. Someone commented, said, these guys are making a mockery out of the game of basketball at this point. People who are not good at basketball don't receive accolades. People who are good do receive accolades. It's that simple. It takes common sense and just a wee bit of basketball IQ to figure this out. I don't know why you need basketball IQ to figure that out. You just look at it. Anyway, he said, these guys don't deserve to talk basketball. I am unsubscribing before I become brainwashed. That's heat. So I responded and I said, just to make sure we understand what you're saying, every player who has played or does play in the NBA who has not received an accolade sucks at basketball. Are we understanding that correctly? They never responded to me because who knows why, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. So if you don't receive an accolade, you suck at basketball now?
I don't think anyone who's bad, I mean, no NBA player is bad, but relative. I don't think anyone who's bad has won an accolade. I don't think there's been a bad defender who's won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think there's been a bad overall player who's won an MVP. I don't think there's been a bad player who's made an All-NBA team. But winning those awards, winning a Defensive Player of the Year doesn't mean you were the best defender in the NBA. Like, for example, where I agree with Del, he talks about Giannis and his defense and how he doesn't think Giannis is a great defender. I don't agree with that opinion. But when those takes go on TikTok and people say, what's he talking about? Giannis has a Defensive Player of the Year. Like, what does that mean? You're not saying anything about how Giannis plays defense. You're just saying he won an accolade. So that means that Del's wrong. If you believe Del is wrong, like I do, make a point about how you say he's wrong rather than just pointing to an award he won, which says nothing about his game. I believe Giannis is a good defender and I give reasons for that. Del believes Giannis is a bad defender. Well, yeah, Giannis isn't a great defender and he gives reasons for that. We're talking about the game of basketball. You're talking about an accolade he won, which just disproves everything. Tim Duncan doesn't have a Defensive Player of the Year. To me, he was clearly the best or one of the best defenders in the NBA for damn near a decade. He has no Defensive Player of the Years. Same thing with Kevin Garnett. He has one Defensive Player of the Year. I would say he was, like Tim Duncan, one of the best defenders in the NBA for damn near a decade. So if you just want to point to the accolade argument and use that as a reason for why someone is great or good at defense or better than someone else, it makes no sense because you're not talking about how they play defense. You're just talking about an award they won. Like, Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. No one here, I believe, thinks Marcus Smart is the best defender in the NBA. We can all judge that. We can all watch the game and see he's not the best defender in the NBA, but he won the awards. And 20 years down the line, just like these people who love the accolades now, there's going to be people saying Marcus Smart won a defensive player of the year. He's a better defender than the guys like Drew Holiday, Ben Simmons, who else only has one defensive player of the year. Maybe they'll even say he's a better defender than Draymond Green, simply because he won an award that some people seem to believe makes you better at basketball when that's not the case. Just judge them based on how they play basketball, not based on awards they won, based on people who vote. People just like you and I, who you seem to give more credibility to because they have a vote for an award. It doesn't mean they are right. You're just using other people's opinions to make your own, and that's just dumb to me. Like, that makes no sense.
It's hilarious that people are still completely misunderstanding what is said, and they take, because you say this must mean you mean this. So people are saying, yes, of course accolades matter. Certain accolades do matter in certain aspects, but when we're talking about who is a better basketball player and you're comparing basketball players, accolades do not provide an argument to why someone is better. And I don't know how people keep misunderstanding this, but anyway, let's move on because we've been talking about this for a couple episodes now. Aaron Butta has an amazing question. If top players were food, what would they be?
What? What? How do you even answer that?
It's simple. It depends on your taste bud.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah, true. I don't even know how to answer that.
Dax the Dax.
I can't justify calling another grown ass man a dish.
LeBron is sushi.
That's gross.
LeBron is sushi? Fuck no.
LeBron is sushi, yeah.
Not everybody loves sushi. You got to put something that everybody loves. Like, everybody loves chocolate.
That's not true. My fiance doesn't like chocolate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You see, you can't say everybody.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how to do that one.
Why not?
It's crazy.
Okay,
question.
I see we're not having fun today. That's fire. Sorry, Aaron.
Hey, Mars, hold on. Mars, you said KD is what?
Cupcake.
Cupcake?
Yeah.
That's out of pocket, bro.
How's he a cupcake? Because he's sweet?
Nah, just everyone knows he's a cupcake.
Okay. All right. Drink more water. Is Pop still considered a top coach in the league?
Absolutely.
Yes.
When did he stop being considered a top coach?
Just because his team's been pooped, like his players, doesn't mean that he's gone down in any way.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs are rebuilding. He's not expected to bring them to the playoffs.
Yeah, we got to stop doing that. I mean, Gregg Pop is only – you understand, like, if you don't have the players in order to succeed, it's hard. You know, I mean, Gregg Pop, I think he's still a great coach, but ever since Kawhi Leonard left, I mean, there's really not been on the guys on that team that could really impact the game, like Mar says, impact the game for them to win. And, you know, you just can't hold that accountable to Gregg Popovich. DeJounte Murray was supposed to be a staple for them, but he was getting riddled by injuries. And last year was the only year where he played like a full season. And they didn't play amazing, but they weren't playing trash, in my opinion. They were okay. I think they were in the running for a play-in.
They were in the play-in.
They were in the play-in, right? So, and I mean, he's doing the best he could with the players that's out there right now. And I just hate that. People see, oh, Gregg Pop, he's not winning right now. So, you know, he's worse of a coach than he is before because he's not winning the way that he used to. It's like, bro, that lacks so much context, bro. You got to understand the players that he's involved, the situation that the Spurs are in. They're in rebuild mode. They're still trying to find that star for their organization. And it's just so annoying and so disingenuous to who those guys are, bro. And I just hate it when people do dumbass shit like that because he didn't get any worse as a coach.
Bro, you just made up some crazy scenario.
Listen, Pop is one of the GOATs for this reason, in my opinion, because I think a coach is not necessarily just the guy that, runs X's and O's. He's also a guy that teaches basketball to other people and not just the players. Look at Ime. You know what I mean? Despite his, situation or whatever, that's a great coach. He's from the Gregg Popovich school. Becky Hammond. She's from the Pop school. You know what I mean? So it's like he's raising great coaches while he's, raising great players also. So Pop, to me, is all the way up there.
I think so, too. But what about correct me if y'all disagree, but if you look at DeMar DeRozan last year, it seems to me like he got so much better after that year with the Spurs. Like, he was already a great player. I mean, a really good player. But if you see how he gets to his spots now, like he seems like he's playing just more effective, more efficient. Like I think that's a direct correlation to spending that season with the Spurs.
Are you alluding to that Gregg Popovich just did not utilize him correctly?
No, I'm not saying that. Like I think Gregg Popovich is like number one,
right?
If not two. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, kind of like how Euros is saying like his all the coaches he raised from. I think Budenholzer too. It's a bunch of them. And then
he taught DeMar an area of basketball that he didn't learn before, and now he's able to, like, once he's out of that Spurs system and he's with the Bulls now, he's able to implement some of that Pop teachings in his game.
But
same with DeJounte Murray. You're going to see him go crazy in Atlanta.
Hold on,
regardless if they win or not.
I think DeMar became a much better passer in San Antonio.
But DeMar DeRozan was good before,
right? And so that translates crazy with the Bulls because they are that type.
He just had less of a scoring responsibility, but I mean, he still had the game to score. He just took less of responsibility, and he was much better passer. And I think he's kept the same scoring ability, and now he's elevated his playmaking and passing, and he's also a better defender now as well.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's all, and I would credit that to his time with the Spurs in Pop's system and the teachings of Pop's.
So yeah, JD, I think DeMar was great. I think he was a really good player when he was with Toronto, but I just think that year with the Spurs really kind of
elevated his game.
Yeah, it polished him.
Got you.
To go to the Bulls and have a couple more like Zach LaVine and Vucevic and have a couple more players that he didn't really have with the Spurs because, like as you said, they're rebuilding. You can really see like. He's better now than he was with Toronto.
Got you. All right, the super chats are pouring in.
Hold up right quick, JD. And with Pop, keep in mind though too, the Spurs wouldn't necessarily be where they are and in the position they're in if Kawhi doesn't ask for that trade. Because keep in mind they keep Kawhi, so now they don't go into rebuild mode. And on top of that, now you pair up DeJounte and he gets to grow under Kawhi. So now it's like you got a superstar. I think Kawhi's a superstar. You got a superstar, then you got an all-star with DeJounte, and who knows who else they pick up. The Spurs are great at drafting. Somebody else might come in free agency. So the Spurs will still really be one of the top teams in the West.
I hear you, but we don't know if Kawhi would be considered a superstar if he hadn't won with the Raptors.
Toronto. Good point.
I mean, the season where he got injured, with when he stepped on Pachulia's ankle, Kawhi was playing at a superstar rate.
Yeah, I mean he was definitely a great player. What I'm saying is though, like people like the consensus opinion of people in the basketball community, they say, okay, Kawhi's a superstar after he did what he did with Toronto.
Superstar. Right. But I get what you're saying, though. But either way it goes, you still have Kawhi Leonard as your number one option, and then that changes a whole lot of things. You got players that have possibly come over and play with him. He can help groom those younger guys. Kawhi, he's just one of those guys where he just makes your franchise better altogether. So I'm saying with Kawhi, they probably don't be in the situation that they're in right now.
All right, Travis Lindsay, Ron, he averaged 11.19, so nowhere near 14.
No, for a season he averaged 14. It was something like that, 13 or 14 over one of the seasons. But over his career, I mean, and that's still number one of all time. And that was the main point I was making.
Aaron Butta, thanks for contributing, JD and Mars. No fun PC. I agree, Aaron. What's going on over here? MC Robinson, JD, put TMZ Spill Tea on the show. This man's being wild in the chat. Maybe next show. We got 7 people up here, so we already are a packed house. Eric Dupree, Tim Duncan, top 5 all-time. Fire. Cam Cobain, do you all think Coach K would have been a good or great coach in the NBA?
No.
Who knows? I mean, you gotta understand,
he goes with these players.
But he been coaching Team USA, so he knows how to manage egos. I mean, that's a super different dynamic. But like,
I think it depends on what level Coach K, like when he starts. Like if it's like from like 2015, I think he'll be a good NBA coach. Like he had to get hardware first, like they had to respect him first. It couldn't just be like, I think if he wanted the last 5 years, if he coached in NBA, I think he'll be a good coach because he's well respected and now they know him because of Team USA. I think Team USA, it helps them a lot.
But he's been with Team USA since the Dream Team.
No, he's the head coach. He just got I think his first head coach job was 2008, right? Like being around,
whenever. But what I'm saying is though, like there are coaches, assistant coaches, that are on the staff that have all the respect just because of who they are on, But
Calipari, he was a part of the USA. He tried coaching. He had one solid year, went back to college. I think the Coach K lore is different, but I'm saying him being the face of Team USA, meeting with Kobe then because the Lakers offered him the job when they hired Rudy Tomjanovich, I think, and he turned it down. I don't know how he would have been back then.
Is he like you saying he'd be a good coach? His problem would have been like the players, like them. I respect them.
College overseas is a coaches league. Like coaches for sure got the most say so. They give a little power to their best player, et cetera, et cetera. But the NBA, as we know, is a players league. I've never seen anything like the NBA in terms of coaching. I went to a couple games, sat there. I watched Jerry Sloan coach Deron Williams, and he called a timeout, didn't say nothing for the whole timeout. He just sat there, and then they just ran back out there. Then I seen David Blatt with the Cavs being number one, get smacked a game, and then they fired him for Tyronn Lue. The Cavs was number one
Blatt
at the time.
Came from a league, you know what I mean, where it was like he was the man or whatever, and then he
goes on the team,
then he goes to the NBA, and it's all players, and not only all players, it's LeBron.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. That's my point of how it's such a players league that no matter what you're doing as a coach, a player, or anything could get you out of there. David Blatt was number one. He got smacked one game, and they just fired him. He was first in the East at the time. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you want it, he would, and he still hasn't got another head coaching job after that. His first year, he went to the finals. His second year, he's number one in the league and get fired. And
because he ain't make his bones, he ain't cut his teeth in the league. He was overseas. He was with Maccabi. He was like, you know what I mean?
But think about it though. My point is the fact. Look at Luke Walton. He messed up with the Lakers. He doubled back. The Kings still gave him a head coaching job.
What I'm saying is like they know these names. Like look at fucking what's my man's name? Ettore Messina.
That's my point.
Messina is a Gregg Popovich guy. Nobody knows him though. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't be able to just go over to the league and like get a coaching job.
No, I get that. My point is saying is how it's such a players league. David Blatt did so like his NBA resume is incredible, and they're still not giving him a chance based on players.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's insane to me.
Dell got a super chat for you from Charlie. Dell, what's the best basketball park in NYC? I think Euro could also answer this as well, and not including the Ruck.
Well, historically, it would be probably you not including Ruck, of course, because historically that's all you have to say. But nowadays you'll have Dykeman. You know what I'm saying? They'll say Dykeman because of the streets, but Gersh Park in terms of the tournament that's coming up, and they won't remember this, but back in the days also Kingdom. Yeah,
yes, different. Kingdom was crazy. They shut that shit down. There's too much violence going on.
It came back this summer though, and it was all right. Like I think next year is going to be better, but
and I think just for like the flair of it, even though it's dangerous as hell playing in the cage, but the cage is crazy.
John West Fourth.
Yeah.
That's better now too. That's probably the safest place to play now.
Oh, where?
Because it got so it's a city, but it's like it'd be all like the white people on the gate now. Yes, yeah, exactly. It's like the safest right now.
One of my favorite names, I think, now in Players' Choice viewers, Von Giovanni, DJ Khaled, Stephen Curry or James Harden. Who's more impactful offensively in their prime? Obviously.
Impact on the team or impact on the game? I mean, Curry. I don't think it's close.
It's Steph.
Are they not in their prime anymore?
It's Steph. It's always going to be Steph.
People think because James Harden was hurt, he's past his prime.
I think he'll be back. I think he was a little out of shape.
He's peaked?
Hurt and stuff.
Yeah, he's peaked. He's not going to get better.
I thought you said, I don't think he's peaked. I was going to say, that's going to be a scary James Harden in this year.
No. But he's still in his prime.
Answer is Steph.
Speaking of James Harden, I tweeted the other day about how we have a healthy Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, James Harden, all looking like they're going to be in great shape to start the season. So it's going to be AD's coming back healthy. Like,
oh my god,
we are hopefully in store for a really good season.
Are we talking about who's going to the finals?
Hold on. Did everyone say Steph in that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask why? I just want to know. I just want to why was it
I said Steph because if we're going strictly based on who was more impactful, Steph Curry with and without KD has led damn near some of the best playoff offenses of all time while he's on the court. Like you look at it, you got Nash's Suns, the Dallas Mavericks in the early 2000s, and then Steph Curry's Warriors while he's on the court, with or without a Klay Thompson, with or without a Kevin Durant. that team is pushing the best offenses of all time, and it's simply because of Steph Curry. Because without Steph on the floor and with Clay, KD, Draymond, the offense is good, but it's not all-time great. With Steph Curry, with whatever mixture of those guys you want, we're pushing the best offense of all time in the playoffs, in the regular season. It's the same thing.
I don't think like Clay, KD, and them they could have did that. I mean, I'm not gonna say they was as good, but I mean, you got Klay Thompson and KD, you still gonna get there.
Yeah, good offense, but we didn't have an all-time great with all-time great top 1, top 2 all-time with Steph on the floor.
How the year James averaged 36 and what was it? I know that's individual numbers, and that's the
2019.
How was I don't know how was the team offense like?
The best team offense they had was 2018, obviously when James won MVP and they won 65 games. They had one of the best regular season offenses in the of all time based on offensive rating, but in the playoffs, the defense was really what was pushing them through the rounds. The offense kind of fell off a bit in the playoffs, and that's my issue with James Harden. His offensive production and impact tends to taper off in the playoffs, whereas Steph Curry maintains that impact.
So was that year James' impact on offense better, or it was still Steph?
I'd say it was still Steph based on the playoffs solely, but in the regular season, you could say James Harden's offensive impact was higher than Steph, and I wouldn't argue.
Okay, because I don't know how the team concept. You know how you said impact, you compare bring the winning. I don't know how the team concept of the Warriors with, of course, their Clay and all that compare to James Harden 18 with whoever he had. Of course, it's him. He's the offense basically. Like
Chris Paul was there, but yeah,
you could say Steph's the offense, but I think he's the system. But the offense, they run it. It's not the same clip, but it's elevated with what Clay does, what Draymond does. I think you take off James that year, I don't see it's like totally night and day instead of the Warriors where they could finagle a little better because of the system. So
I don't know, Del. Chris Paul leads on a Mike D'Antoni offense, it falls off completely.
Yes, because he's not as good of a 3-point shooter as James
he's
Harden.
not as obviously he's not James Harden. It falls off.
Yeah, but that's you know what I'm saying. That's not completely, but that's his is shooting threes.
But Del, you take Steph Curry off the Warriors. That's
we I don't.
You think it's worse taking Steph off than
our offense actually
than James
partially falls apart without Steph Curry.
Well, James missed some games in 2018, and the offense was still able to function. Maybe not as great, but they were still able to. Of course,
just
good.
like Steph missed game, and the offense still functions. It's like I'm talking about the totality.
The only thing I don't like about it, Mars, is when you say he led the offense to like an all-time great offense. I don't really like that because there's more factors than just Stephen Curry being there on why that offense was all-time great. Draymond Green and his passing ability, Klay Thompson, his shooting ability. So I agree with you where I think Stephen Curry is clearly more impactful, but it has nothing to do with the way that the offense is at an all-time great. Because I think, like we said before, that's more credited to how great the team is.
Yeah, we spoke about this yesterday, though, with making good teams great versus making okay teams good. So
I think Stephen Curry is so impactful because, like we said, the way that defenses has to play him compared to like a James Harden, defenses, it's insane, bro. Like the way that they have to game plan for him, the way they have to prepare for him to pick him up for 30 and 40 feet. That's so much of a hassle than a James Harden to me. Because even though James Harden does work more with the ball in his hands, that off-ball movement that Stephen Curry does, it's something that's like irreplaceable. So that's why I would say that Stephen Curry is more impactful, not that the offense is at an all-time great offense. Because that's more like the team is just amazing. The team is just great, in my opinion.
Eric Dupree, would Steph win a chip in a Mike D'Antoni system?
Nobody wins a chip in a Mike D'Antoni offense.
Thank you.
Let's not do that, bro. Let's not act.
Who's the players around? And the 07 Suns had a very good chance of winning the championship.
No,
the 2018 Rockets had a good chance of winning, bro.
On paper they did, and it looked good, but bro, they weren't. They
Suns had a chance to beat the Spurs, and then we know what happened.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't, bro.
Yes, they did.
No, Mike D'Antoni offense is stacking up.
Did D'Antoni ever? Was he ever in the finals?
Stop.
No, I don't think he's ever made the finals.
Never.
So how are you going to say that they don't even make it out of that conference, Doug?
Because you got to think about it like this.
I mean,
like
most people would say they could have won in 2018.
For sure.
And who would they play in the championship?
LeBron James, they will whack his ass. They didn't have Kyrie Irving.
Listen,
They didn't
man,
have
I
Kyrie
don't-
Irving, bro.
LeBron would have ran circles around that Rockets team.
LeBron, are you fucking shitting me right now, bro?
So LeBron,
LeBron was all alone.
The Rockets
What was they gonna do with LeBron?
I don't care.
We couldn't do anything with LeBron
but I'm
either,
the center,
but we still swept
and me
them.
as the coach. It's LeBron. LeBron would have ran absolute marathons.
He would have
around
went
that
crazy. I agree. The team still would have lost, though.
Nah, bro.
PJ Tucker was starting at the center, bro.
And I make that point, and people just act.
No,
like
it wasn't. It was Clint Capella in
Capella.
2018. What are we doing?
Capella.
Clint,
He was the four.
PJ
Mike-
Tucker was the
Mike-
5 in 2020.
Mike D'Antoni's not happening, bro.
All right.
It's not
Sharon-
basketball.
I think
Sharon
that's
Rada.
unfair.
He was
I
top
think
3 in
that is unfair,
MVP.
too.
WTF. Hit you with the WTF. Is crazy. Are you talking about, Euro?
Blake Griffin was top 3 in MVP in 2014. He's not a superstar. Jermaine O'Neal was top 3 in MVP in 2004.
Hold on,
He's not
put
a
that back
superstar,
up.
so-
I didn't see that. What?
Because you
Oh,
said
the
you don't know if Kawhi was a superstar in 2017, but then he said he was top 3 in MVP. So that
I
must
didn't
mean
say
he's a
that.
superstar.
This motherfucker ain't listening, man.
Euro
Hey, it's
Euro
all
clocks
good.
out when
This
people ain't
motherfucker-
listen to him.
Bro,
I
this
bet
motherfucker
it was
cooking breakfast on
It's
the side,
annoying.
bro.
It's
Go back
annoying
to
when
your
people
script.
don't listen. They
Please.
just jump to a conclusion. Like,
All good. All right, let's move. Yo, there's 350 of y'all in here. We only have 108 likes. What are you doing? If you're coming in to watch some Players' Choice, the entry fee is hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well if you're not subscribed to Players' Choice channel. Let's talk about a little bit of the preseason action. Warriors and Wizards played in Japan. James Wiseman, first game, 20-9. What are you guys' expectations for James Wiseman and the Warriors going into this season?
I have no faith in James Wiseman.
Why don't you have faith in him, bro? I never understood that. I didn't think he was like when he played with you guys in his first year. I don't think he was trash. You think he was trash?
I think he was he wasn't an NBA level player when he played with us as a rookie. Like he was
I
terrible.
mean, he only played like 6 college games.
Yeah, that's
gotta
fine.
give
like,
him
yeah,
some
he
time to develop.
He gets time. I still don't. I think this season he's not going to be good. I think he was terrible last night. He was good in the first game. He was terrible last night. I think he shouldn't be starting. That's still loony. I think you play him sparingly, maybe 20 minutes a game. You don't feature him at all. He's not good enough to be featured in our team. You play him when you play him in. If you want to play him in meaningless games, get him run out 30 minutes. That's cool. In the playoffs, he should be playing maybe 10, 15 minutes a game. And if you try and feature him heavily this year, it's gonna derail our season, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think they would feature him heavily because Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and everything. But playing a supporting cast role like a Kevon Looney, you really don't think he could excel better than Kevon at all? Damn.
Better than Kevon Looney, no way. I don't even think he can provide 70% of what Kevon Looney does.
I mean,
He's a bad rebounder. He's a
completely
terrible
different
defender.
roles, I think. Or
He
let me
runs the
rephrase
floor
that.
well.
Let me
He
rephrase
runs the
that. I
floor
think
well, but that's
Looney is the perfect player for the role that he needs to play for the Warriors to have success. I don't think a player like Wiseman is the
Suited
type of
for
player, suited for that. But to say that he can't contribute, in a significant way, I don't think I can get behind that. I will say this though, like when you say 20 minutes, I'm good with 20 minutes. I think that's right on par.
He might foul out in those 20 minutes, but
let him learn.
Yeah,
That's
in the
cool.
regular season, I'm fine. In the playoffs, those minutes need to decrease. And they
The
need
good
to
thing,
go
the
down.
good
you
thing
think he
about
has
that is they
potential?
don't have to rely on him.
He has potential. Probably not on our team. I don't think he has much potential, like as presently constructed in like the next 2 seasons, to really be a big player for us. That's why I thought we were going to trade him, because I think he still has value. I think we could get better pieces for our team right now. But going forward, maybe 5-6 years down the line, that's fine. He was a number 2 pick for a reason. But as of now and as a rookie, I haven't seen anything to suggest he can be a good player for us at any time soon.
I mean, we'll just have to wait and see for that. I didn't watch too much of him in college, but I think he could develop into a good player, especially for in the future. Let's say if Stephen Curry falls off and guys like that. So I think we'll have to see for that one.
I have enough faith in the Warriors system and the coaching and everybody else to where they won't have Wiseman in a position that it's going to harm them. So, like, all the concerns that you have, Mars, like, I really don't see that being an issue at all.
It's hard to.
And all I see is
bad
talent.
defensively.
That's fine. Like, let him be whatever he's at. I'm not saying he's overrated or whatever, overhyped and none of that stuff. I'm just saying, like, he is what he is. But I think all I see is talent, and all I see is him being able to improve on a team where he has the freedom to do that. I think that's all good.
I agree with that. He has talent and he can develop with us, just not playing a big part.
You don't think that he can just work on his defense and be a better defender? Like, it's not really that hard for a guy who's like, with that many responsibilities off your chest, he could just be like a nice little rim protector. He could
he can become a good defender. I mean, that was like the thing for him coming out of college. He didn't play a bunch, but that was the thing. Like, great rim protector, elite athlete. I didn't know he was this slow laterally. I didn't know that. Like, even as a rookie, he was very slow, like just sliding his feet. I didn't know that was a thing, which is kind of a concern. I didn't know he fouled this much, which is also a concern. He's not as strong as I thought he would be. So I have a lot of issues with him defensively. A lot of them can get ironed out. I just don't think they're going to be fixed now.
Dude is 19, 20 years old.
And I'm talking, it said expectations for him this season. And I'm just saying what I expect this season. I expect him to be terrible.
Absolutely. I don't think so, bro. He's got, he's got a couple years under his belt. He's got a chance to, really sit back, watch film. He's got a chance to be in the weight room. You got to understand too, when you were watching him, dude was kind of, he was banged up. So it's hard to play through injuries. And on top of that, you're playing at a whole different level. Bro, I think Wiseman is going to have a pretty impressive year. I really do believe he's going to. And on top of that, bro, when you play with the likes of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, all the other vets they have over there in the Steve Kerr system, your expectations are low. And on top of that, they make the game easier for you. So, I think it's not going to be anything for him to plug and play with those guys. On top of that, bro, don't let those few games that you've seen fool you. Wiseman got game for real. It's a reason he was the #1 overall player in high school. It was a reason why he was picked #1 overall. And, it's the reason why he's been so highly touted. So I think he just needs a little bit of time to play, adjust. I mean, look at what Jalen Green did last year. Me and you are all high. Me and you are both high on Jalen Green. It took him a whole half the NBA season to really demonstrate what he can actually do. And I still don't even think he was able to show fully what he can do. So, with due time, bro, Wiseman is going to really show what he can do and how nice he is.
Look at Dale Jr.
Dale Jr. making an appearance on the pod.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Everyone's having babies right now. It's crazy.
I'm no longer the youngest on the panel. Let's go.
It's a celebration.
Should I have a kid?
Top 10, all-time top 10. Okay, Dub.
Should you have a kid? No, Dub. You should not have a kid.
I think I should.
Not
You gotta ask.
Puerto Ricans is 25 and under. That's like our time limit. So I'm reaching there, bro. So I gotta hit that mark before I hit 25.
Your time limit. What?
Puerto Ricans, we pop them out early, bro.
Okay.
And Mars. So the thing about Wiseman, and Ron touched on it. I think so. You said the playoffs, like that's 82 games, and that's a whole year to come. Draymond Green's gonna have him. Come stay after a little bit. I'm gonna show you this, show you that. Teach him a big thing about playing defense is angles too. So when you say he's slow laterally, as long as he is though, if he learns to, instead of stepping like this way, to step here and beat the player to the spot, things like that, those are things that if you don't know, you have to be taught. So Draymond Green and Kevon Looney is actually pretty good. I noticed last year. Actually, my mom pointed it out to me that he's moving his feet pretty well. So Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, I think we'll probably take them under their wing a little more and kind of teach them just little things like that on how to stay on your toes and just IQ on the defensive end. And also, right. You said what?
I hope you're right. Like I want Wiseman to be good. I just haven't seen anything to suggest he will be at this point. But I want him to be good. I'm not going to root against my players actively. But
what's the benchmark that you're holding him to though? Like when you say good, where do you?
I don't.
Man, he just said Kevon Looney's going to be
I don't
better
expect
than him.
I don't expect an all-star or anything. I just want to have I just want to have a good defensive center like a Kevon Looney. He needs to be a better rebounder.
He can definitely be that, man.
I think he could be that pretty easily.
I think you hit the panic button. He can definitely be that.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything to suggest that. I think I need him to be a better rebounder. He needs to have better hands. He drops the ball a whole lot, which is weird to me.
That's
there's a lot of
confidence. That's only confidence.
It's a lot of little things for me that are just bothering me, and he hasn't shown me to be a high IQ player, but he's a young player, so that can develop. It's just this season, the expectations for this season, I don't expect much. Going forward, all those things can develop, that's fine. But this season, I don't expect much from him.
Man, he's gonna replace Kevon, bro.
Keep in mind though too, Wiseman, he's used to being the guy through AAU, through high school, even at Memphis. So, bro, it's hard to go from being the guy to all of a sudden, like I always have the ball in my hand, to now I'm waiting for the ball to come. I'm waiting for the ball to come, and then sometimes they pass you the ball and you drop it or it goes through your hand just because you're not really used to being that guy. You used to like touching the ball every single possession. So, bro, that can make your play go up and down. But, bro, once he adjusts into that system and playing with those guys, bro, it's gonna be all right.
Ron, that's a fact. What you just said, like part of basketball too is rhythm and being comfortable and everything like that. And the fact that James Wiseman, like you said, he's not playing as big of a role as he is, that affects his comfortability, that affects his rhythm, that affects his confidence as well. I think you gotta give him some time, Mars. Like to say that he's gonna be worse than Kevon Looney.
I'm giving him time.
You said worse than Kevon Looney. That's crazy.
This season he'll be worse than Kevon Looney.
I think that's crazy.
This is all this season. I'm not saying 10 years down the line. Like this season, I expect him to be our second best center.
I know what you're saying. I still think it's crazy.
Shit,
I think you're underrating Kevon Looney.
Real effective, though.
Yeah, Kevon Looney's really good.
Like, no, yeah, he's not trash. I'm not gonna say Looney's
great
trash.
rebounder. He's a very good defender on the perimeter and inside, and like scoring, like it's all putbacks really. But he's still good.
The NBA has returned to Seattle. The Clippers played Maccabi. I forget the name, but they're like a Yeah, they're like a B. I don't know what the levels are, but they're like a B team. Maccabi, they're not the EuroLeague Maccabi.
The Renana team, Maccabi Renana, right?
They won by 40. That's what I know.
Yep. So they had their first game in Seattle. Their second game in Seattle tomorrow at the Climate Pledge Arena. They're playing the Blazers. I'm actually going to the game tomorrow. I'm juice.
Is Kawhi playing?
Kawhi he's making his return on Monday. John Wall is playing on Monday.
Hold on. Did you say you're going to that game?
Yes.
You got an extra ticket?
If I hear about an extra ticket, I will let you know. You'll be the first person I let know, actually.
If you don't fucking pump fake me like you did last time, fool.
No, we have tickets with us and our friends, but if somehow I come across a ticket, I will let you know. Like we don't currently have extra tickets, but
fire.
Yeah, you'll be the first person I let know. Yeah, so I'm stoked for that. It's gonna be dope. I think I brought this up 2 or 3 weeks ago, but there's rumors, and these are rumors. This is all speculation, so don't take my word on it, but they could potentially announce expansion at this game, and I believe there's going to be another preseason game in Vegas sometime. I don't know when that game's happening or who's playing. But
Lakers and Suns, I believe, in Vegas.
Because LeBron is going to announce that he will be part of the ownership group 100%.
You know what that means. Hey, it's the reason why he came to the Pro-Am. You know what that means. Come on, Bron. Hey, come on to the Northwest.
Yo,
I'm talking about Vegas, man.
Yeah,
he already said that he wants a team in Vegas. So if the Lakers are playing in Vegas, right, for exhibition game, and he's already said that, and the NBA, has announced that they're going to, plan on making an announcement for expansion teams, and they said 2 teams, and the only 2 cities that really come into question are Seattle and Vegas. Like that's just what I'm thinking. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but
he has to retire first before he can do that.
Yeah, but I mean, he can still draw up all the paperwork and shit like that, and he will be retired by the time the team is up.
Right.
Like I don't know. Dub thinks he could play till 45, so who knows?
There ain't no damn bro. There's no way he can't play till 45, bro.
Ron, would you want LeBron to own the Sonics?
I mean, yeah. Why not? The reason why I would like LeBron to have ownership in the Sonics, if that was to be a possibility, I think we're jumping off a crazy cliff. But if that was to be the case, I like having previous players there just because, first off, obviously they know the game and things like that. But then also too, and they can relate to the players. But to piggyback on that, I could see free agents wanting to come and play for a team that LeBron is a part of, just because they know it'll be a player friendly organization.
Is it a friendly organization?
I think it would be. I think
LeBron already been a GM, so it's like
he be shipping cats out.
Hey, good. Then he's going to put some good pieces in place.
I mean, that's just the nature of the business, though.
But
Players are getting shipped.
I don't know about like the owner, but I for sure want pieces in place in terms of like the front office. I want them to be like ex-Seattle guys. Like I would love a Detlef Schrempf in there in some capacity. It would be dope if Gary Payton was involved in some capacity. It's like some Seattle legends. Sean Kemp in there. Any Seattle legends being a part of the Sonics in some capacity would be.
Sean Kemp is huge in Seattle.
Well,
at least in the weed space. He has a dispensary and shit like that. So
yeah. Sean Kemp. Yeah. There's a lot of love for Sean Kemp in Seattle. All right, Grizzlies beat the Bucks yesterday in both of their first preseason games. I don't really know much about the game. I didn't pay any attention. Here's a fun fact. The Warriors-Lakers game on October 18, the second most expensive regular season NBA game of all time with the average price at $897. The only game more expensive was Kobe Bryant's final game in 2016.
Is this game
at crypto?
Is it? I thought it was at Chase. I thought
either way, two of the most most expensive cities in the country.
Yeah.
Plus ring night, so that costs extra. And LeBron James.
And LeBron and AD, like everybody is on deck.
So makes sense.
I'm trying to get that for you right now. Lakers at Golden State.
Yeah, so ring night plus two of the 5 best players in the NBA, plus Anthony Davis, plus Russell Westbrook.
It's in December. Dub, is AD still going to be around in December?
Did that hurt to say, Morris? Plus Russell Westbrook?
Nah, I mean, I like Russell Westbrook. So I think he's being overly hated, and I don't like it.
Yeah. My bad, Bob. What'd you say?
I was asking Dub if he thinks AD will still be healthy in December. You muted, Dub.
Oh, my bad. It's always up in the air with Anthony Davis. Maybe if he takes a little bit of time off, we'll have to see, bro. You can't trust AD's health.
Maybe if he takes time off, he'll
do
be
you
healthy.
think they're gonna load manage the shit out of him?
They should. I mean, that's a smart thing to do. Dude's been injured for his whole entire career, and he's only getting older. So
hold on,
they gotta win games.
To be clear, taking time off, you don't mean that the more he's on the floor, like injury is based off of like fatigue. You just mean that the less he's on the court, the less likely he's going to get hurt.
It's simple math. I mean, if you know your guy's injury prone, not having him on the court, as much as possible is, you'll do that way he doesn't get hurt. So if he's not on the court, I mean, he's just less likely to get hurt. That's all.
I don't think he's going to be hurt because I think he's finally had a full off season to get healthy, and when he has a full off season, he's relatively healthy, in my opinion.
My dog's Terry.
He's only like what, 28, 29? How old is AD?
He's
29.
like 29. He's in his prime, but bro, it's like his whole entire career, he's always missed games. I don't even know if he's played a full entire season. Let's not forget in that bubble run, like the one to chip in 2020, like LeBron and AD had an extended period of time off, so they didn't play a full season. They played till February, then they played in the bubble where they didn't have to play continuous amount of games, and then
the
they were able
bubble
to
didn't start till later though. The bubble started in what, like July, June?
The bubble started like August, September. I think it was August.
He got 4 or 5 months off in the middle of the season.
Exactly. So that's more time for you to just chill, let your body heal, and a less risk of injury. So, I mean, we'll just have to see when it comes to injury bug with Lakers, bro. I mean, AD, I can't rely on him.
Even with the Pelicans, he was healthy. I mean,
he played.
He was healthy. 2018 was healthy. 2019 he was healthy. He just got shut down because he requested a trade and they didn't want him to get hurt.
2016 and 2017 he played 75 games. So I mean,
he's been healthy. The only time he stopped being
season.
Healthy was after the bubble year when he got the shortest offseason in NBA history, and then he got hurt that year. And then because of that, he was hurt going into the offseason where he couldn't do his regular routine, and he got hurt again in 2022. If you give him his regular routine, I think he stays healthy.
Let me ask you this, Jay. You brought up 2 years where he played 75 games.
Yeah. So the only 2 years that he really didn't play more than half the season was these last two. So 36 games and 40 games. Other than that, he's played mostly 60 plus. In 2018-19, he played 56. So that was his lowest before these last 2 years.
60 is not moving me. If we're talking about like 70 to 75, I could get you. But if you're playing like 60 games, I'm pretty sure he has some type of injury.
Bro,
I think, no,
I
he
mean,
has some type of
bro,
injury.
if you play more than 65 games, like I think that's fine for Anthony Davis for sure.
What's Kawhi's?
Now you're saying for Anthony Davis.
Kawhi's at like I want to say 50 something.
Is the Mr. Glass label unfair to put on AD then?
I believe
it's unfair to put on anybody. I think, even though like I'm one of those people like because of injury, like I don't put any like eggs in that basket type of shit. But it's unfair to put on anybody because once that narrative is out, then that affects players in a major way in terms of them making money, getting better contracts, get like all of that stuff. So I think it's unfair in general to say that.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's facts. Like Chris Paul, like I say all the time, you want to knock Chris Paul for injuries, I get it because a lot of times, bro, he gets hurt when it matters most. So, I mean, sometimes it's warranted because due to the history of the player, like it happens. So, I mean, I don't think it's a false label to put on people because if you're hurt all the time. Zion Williamson, if Zion gets hurt next year, he's going to be labeled as Mr. Glass, I mean, I get what you mean, Euro, but maybe it's kind of disrespectful to the players. But, I mean, if the facts are he gets hurt a lot, those are the facts, and we have to react to that.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, and I didn't know this either, but we were talking about how AD is always hurt or whatever, then Mars just laid out when he's getting hurt and when he's not getting hurt. And so if he doesn't have the routine, a proper routine, which is typically what the NBA, structure is supposed to award, and give players, is the routine of we have a season and this is when the season ends. And then, you have your off season time to, recoup and rehab, whatever you need to do in order to get back the next year. Like, if that's not the case, like I didn't know that wasn't the case for AD, and I didn't know that had everything to do with his injuries like that. It makes perfect sense to me, but he still has that label, and that's not his fault for real like that, So, I don't know. It's all narrative. Like when it comes to like narratives about players, injury is probably the nastiest one and the one that sticks the most out of anything, in my opinion.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that because once JD just ran those numbers off, it kind of put it into perspective for me, and I'm like, man, AD's not really Mr. Glass like I thought, just because based on a lot of media and all that.
I never called him Mr. Glass, but I definitely think he was that.
I know for a fact. So I'm going through it right now. Like I know, like in his rookie year, he got hurt a bit. 2015, he got hurt a bit. 2018, 2019, he got hurt a bit. 2020, we all know the bubble run and everything, and then last year. So I'm looking at the years in which he's played. Like,
but Dub, you gotta put context around it because everyone can get hurt and miss a few games. It's the missing, like half a season.
If you're missing less than like 15 games, like
it's whatever.
That's not enough to get you a label. Like Joel Embiid I don't think he deserves the label, but Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, even KD these last few years,
Paul George
deserve Paul George. They deserve a label of Mr. Glass more than Anthony Davis, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with you on that.
But I don't think any of those guys deserve that label, by the way. I'm just saying I think it would be more merited for those guys than Anthony Davis.
I could agree with you on that.
AD is kind of getting a bad rap.
He's getting a terrible rap. He's getting a terrible rap.
Very soft. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Terry Claw.
I hate the Terry Claw sats. I hate that. The ticket be wilding on it.
Bro, that is hilarious. That is one of my favorite things.
Terry Claw.
All right,
you know what that means?
And that's not his fault. Like, you can't penalize guys for getting hurt because that's something out of their control, bro. I mean, it's just ridiculous that people do. I understand we can acknowledge that they get hurt a lot, but sit here try to come at them as a player is just weird to me.
All right, since Dell's back, we can play this game. We're going to play Who Am I? I'm going to give you a series of questions. You're going to try and guess who this player is. I don't know if these questions are good or bad, hard or easy, so hopefully I did a good enough job to not make this a layup, but...
How do we guess? We just yelling out the answers.
You just yell out names. Do not look at the chat because the chat's usually on top of these kinds of things. So, who am I? I'm a retired NBA player. Any guesses?
Sure. There's no way that's it.
No, it's not it. I have a series of questions, but you guys could guess after each one just to see if you hit it. I played 19 years in the NBA.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Nope.
Hey, G.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat too to see if anyone's.
Wait, the chat are playing?
Tim Duncan.
The chat's playing? Nah, the chat can't play, bro. They're
Yo,
fucking.
they're playing, but I'm not gonna.
They're geniuses.
Yeah,
But
just
you
don't
don't
look.
tell us if the chat get it.
I won't.
You
I
gotta
won't.
go faster though, JD.
No.
Yeah,
I
man.
let you guys name. I played on 6 teams in my career.
Vince
Shaq?
Carter.
Oh no, Vince Carter played more than 19.
One, didn't he? 20,
Damn.
21.
Jason Kidd? Was it 6 teams? No.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, he ain't playing on 19.
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Nope.
I'm just,
I was the 10th overall draft pick in my
Paul
class.
Pierce.
No.
In 90 what? You didn't
He
say
was-
the year?
He was
didn't
the
say the year.
10th overall draft pick in his
Tyson
class.
Chandler?
He's
Never.
number 2, right?
Who's number 2?
Fuck.
Karan
Jesus.
Butler.
Jason Terry?
Nice,
Howard?
Mars.
Oh, Jason Terry.
Jason Terry?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I feel like you guys
Good
probably
try,
would have got it
man.
after this next one. So I have a 6-man award.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an NBA champion. I'm
Yeah,
from
that would-
Seattle.
Yeah, that
And,
would have won it.
Yeah.
yeah. The six man would have got it. The 6 man.
Yeah, I figured someone would have got it after that, but nice, Mars.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
knew he was
Do
the
another
two.
one, man.
That was the only one that I had because I didn't know what it was going to look like. So, I'm just trying stuff.
Well, just like think of a player. Go to the Wikipedia, like on the right. You know what I mean? They
All right.
have all the accolades and shit.
All right, let's see.
I'm trying to win one.
Who do I
He said, I'm
want?
trying to win one.
Okay, here we go.
I don't like taking L's, man.
Let's see if I can do this on the fly. Okay. I played what is this? 12 seasons? Or 13 seasons. I think this might be 13 seasons.
Get it right.
Yeah, that's key
Oh,
information.
whoa. I'm tripping. My bad. I just gave you terrible information. I played 16 seasons. Math is hard.
Okay. I mean, come on, bro.
I am a 3-time All-Star.
Three-time All-Star.
Joe Johnson.
Retired.
Ray John Rondo.
I am a retired NBA
Okay.
player.
Retired one. Okay.
Ron Mercer.
Oh.
I was the 3rd overall draft pick in my class.
Jermaine O'Neal.
That's a good one, but he wasn't 3rd at all.
What was he?
Up there. 2nd round, maybe.
You said 16
Oh.
seasons, right? Is he old or young?
Oh, because he came out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
He's
talking about the
retired.
old
He's
heads?
retired.
Ah, fuck. I don't know, bro.
He was on an all rookie team.
Jesus Christ, it doesn't narrow it down.
2-time all NBA.
Chris Mullins.
Point
Who's up?
guard.
He's a Hall of Famer. Kevin Johnson?
John Havlicek?
Kevin
Nah,
Johnson was
fuck
number
no.
2. I don't think so.
He was
I don't.
born,
I'm just naming when he said point guards. I'm
He was
thinking
born-
a 3-time All-Star.
he was born in West Virginia.
Jason Williams.
Jerry West.
He played
Naming a bunch of
he played collegiately for the University of Illinois.
Deron Williams.
There you
Yep,
go.
it's for sure Deron Williams.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Let's get into these NBA award predictions.
He was
I
only an All-Star for
love-
3 years?
I feel like
16.
No, you said he was a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I did. I thought you mean more than that.
I thought he made. I definitely thought he made more than that. Darren Williams
Yeah.
was elite.
Yeah, because remember, it was a time where it was like Chris
He
Paul's
was better
the
than Chris
point
Paul.
guard in
At
the
the
game.
time, he was. He was.
No, you said he was?
Yes, he was.
All time?
Hey,
no,
I'm
no,
not-
no. At it would
At
like,
the
a few
time
years
that they
ago,
were
at the-
playing-
They were having the debate.
When their seasons in
D-Will was
or their-
different, boy.
No,
D-Will
I
was
tripped off D-Will,
cooking.
but that's
D-Will was
what I'm
nice.
saying. Though it was a time where he was up there in contention for best point guard in the NBA. So that's why I would have figured he would have had
You
like
gonna
4 or
run
5.
with that shit again.
At
Wasn't
least.
he on the Redeem team?
He was.
Yeah.
Wait, was it? I know he was on
Don't say nothing.
2012. He was on 2012, right?
He was in 08.
Oh wait, he wasn't in 2012.
No, I don't think he was 2012. I think he was 08.
Oh, he did play 12 seasons. I am tripping. I just
Darren Williams played 12 seasons.
Yeah.
I think he was
So
08.
you fucked us.
He
yeah,
was-
that's
he
my
was-
bad. I started
Jesus.
counting.
I don't think he was 2012. I know.
host.
Russ was 2012.
Knew that was coming for you, Euro.
I'm getting
Oh,
My
tired of
bad.
shit.
Oh
Adam
my
Jones
God,
checked me.
damn.
My bad.
Steph was on that
Crazy.
2012 team, I think.
Nah, Steph
maybe
never
not.
played in the Olympics.
He played FIBA.
All right, here's what we're doing. We're going to do 2022-23 NBA award predictions. We're doing MVP, MIP, six-man, DPOY, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, and we're going to get the finals, who you think is going to win the NBA Finals. Starting with MVP, Mars, who is your MVP? I'll just put Joel Embiid for you, Euro.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to say.
Up, you're next.
Okay.
I think it might be Embiid.
Up.
It's got to be Embiid. If he resembles anywhere close to what he did last year, I feel as if the league is just going to give it to him off of, oh, you were second for the last 2 years in a row. You're still playing at a higher level, and like, screw it. We're just going to give it to you.
Dub, are you suggesting that the NBA works off of politics?
Yes, 100%.
Bobby, we know this.
Why do you think that James?
This is why accolades don't matter.
Yeah, James Harden won in 2018 due to politics. I think LeBron James had a very good case to winning that MVP, but due to him not winning the last previous years, even though he played at a great level, they're like, you know what? I'm going to give the edge out to James Harden in 2018.
Ron.
I mean, you guys all choosing him makes me want to change, but I'm gonna still stay on my same narrative. I think Joel is gonna dominate the league this year, and I think they're gonna have a great season as a team as well. So, Joel Embiid.
What in the world, Bobby?
Man, it's hard. I'm thinking between. I'm gonna go with Luka.
Yep, that's who I have as well. So we have 4 Joel Embiids, 2 Luka Doncic's. Dell?
I have 2 players. Jesus Christmas. One is Steph. And the next one is Giannis.
If you had to put one over the other.
They might try to shit on Steph, so I'm gonna go Giannis.
All right.
If Steph win, that's gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be nuts.
Most improved, Mars.
Um,
No one's gonna say the one that I have. It's just agenda pushing.
Mars and I have the same, I'm sure.
A gender push?
No, agenda. I'm pushing an agenda with mine.
Oh, I'm about to say, who you picking? Breanna Stewart?
I don't like them giving it to sophomore players, which is what's bothering me because I think a sophomore is probably gonna win it.
I feel like I know the path you're kind of going down. Oh, I should have picked that actually. No, I'm staying with mine. If anyone else has their MIP, you can.
Yeah, because I'm gonna.
Oh, Anthony Edwards.
Nice.
Edwards.
They gave it to Ja last year, so I think they're gonna get. It's gonna be one of those nasty ones.
That's a good one.
I don't. See, I'm trying to stay away from these ones. I want to pick.
It's a good one.
Damn, now that you say that, Dell, I might have to switch mine up.
I agree with you, Dell.
Switching mine now.
I agree with you, Dell, but I think it's gonna be a different person. I think LaMelo Ball.
No one.
That's also a good one, though. That's a good one as well. Yeah. That's a very good one as well.
I think LaMelo Ball might win that shit.
I guess LaMelo and Ja. Well, no, LaMelo had a better season than Ja last year than Ja had the year before that. So I don't. It was already tough for Ja to like eclipse what he did, but I don't think LaMelo can get too much better than
without Miles Bridges there. Let's say if he has 25 points a game and 10 assists. That's wild. Yeah, like he could, and that's very possible. That's very possible for LaMelo to do.
Put me down for DeJounte.
That's a good one, but I don't think he could.
Not a bad one at all.
I don't think he could do that with Trae Young there, though.
Yeah, he could for sure.
How can he?
Because he has Trae Young. Like what?
He damn near averaged a triple-double last year. Like, how do you even? It's statistics too. They look at it as statistics. So it's like,
but if you increase your production
and team
how's it going
as well, right? Like,
they don't really look. I don't think they look at team success like that. I think it's mainly stats.
But what I'm saying is like Jalen Green, for example, right? He can go off, and like let's just disregard the fact that he's a sophomore player, like Mar said. they're not going to give it to him if the Houston Rockets are going to be bottom of the pit.
I mean, I don't know if he's having 25.
Mars, Ron, and Bobby. Mine's RJ Barrett.
I'm not mad at you.
We're pushing
not
this
mad at
agenda
that.
hard this season.
I don't want to. Come on, bro.
We
I don't
are
think
pushing this agenda hard this season.
I'm gonna go ahead and go against all of the trends. I'm gonna go ahead and say Malik Monk.
In Sacramento.
We're making the playoffs this year, so you know.
Where could I find that red X to leave? Malik Monk won't even play that much to be most improved, bro.
Malik Monk, bro. Come on.
That's the first time anyone has ever said Malik Monk on this show.
On this show.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, Dale.
Yo, your camera even went blurry. It was like, this is crazy.
Dante DiFincenzo, Euro. Who you got? I got Dante DiFincenzo, Euro. Who you got, Euro?
I got KD.
Ron, who you got?
He could only be better from
right.
from the first round last year in the playoffs.
Jesus Christmas.
I was thinking Tyrese Halliburton because he's gonna
That's a
be
good
like the lead role on his team, but I'm gonna stick with my gut and I'm gonna go with a guy
Jr. Like your boy.
I'm gonna go with Ant Simons.
That's a good one as well.
I think he's going to really flourish alongside Dame without the defenses having to hone in on him. I think Ant's just really going to have a field day. Also getting a lot of good catch and shoot opportunities playing next to Dame. I think he's really going to feel that CJ McCollum type of role.
Nice.
Where is he from?
Ant?
Yeah.
I think he's from Orlando, but I'm not sure.
All right, Mars.
I might only be saying that because he went to IMG, if I'm not mistaken.
I was gonna pick one of the Bulls point guards, Alex Caruso or Ayo Dosunmu, because Lonzo Ball's out. I think they're gonna get bigger responsibilities, and I think that's who I would pick. So I'd go Alex Caruso because he's not a sophomore player. So
that's a home run pick, bro.
That's
the pick. That's the pick. That's like plus 3,000 odds in Vegas, bro. It's like that's the $1 is gonna bring you $1 million. I
don't know about that, but
Caruso is worse than Malik Monk, bro.
Ron,
Caruso's not.
Ron, I'm surprised you didn't say
that, bro.
I'm surprised you didn't say Jalen Green. I was thinking maybe someone would say Cade Cunningham over here.
Cunningham is solid.
Yeah. All right, 6th man of the year.
Jordan Poole.
Me too.
You guys feel free to just start giving.
What's the question? What's the question?
6th man. Got Tyler Hero.
Again?
Westbrook can't be 6th man. He's starting.
I don't know.
Yo, don't listen to them in the chat, Euro.
Westbrook could win it. Westbrook could win it if we're gonna be real.
Not coming off the bench. Yes, he's not coming. And people seem to think that they're gonna bring Westbrook off the bench. I don't believe it.
The projected lineup already has Russ starting.
When I watched them scrimmaging,
damn. You know what? Who did I have for most improved?
DeJounte Murray.
Let me switch to Bones.
That's a good pick.
For most improved?
Another sophomore.
How is that even possible? He has Michael Porter and Jamal Murray.
Hey, anything is possible.
I hate that award so much.
Most improved?
Yeah, they just give it to sophomores and it's so annoying.
Dub Ron Bobby Dell.
I don't even know.
I go Reggie Jackson.
I don't want to say. Reggie Jackson's a good one. I don't want to say Jordan Poole, though.
But I think they both might. No, they're both not starting. I'm going to go Reggie Jackson, assuming John Wall is starting.
I'll say Bones for 6, man. I'll cheat off the chat.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it won most
I like him.
improved.
I like him for both those. MIP or 6 man.
Just recently. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm assuming he'll be 6 man again this year. I'll probably go with it's either gonna be Tyler Hero or Jordan Poole, but I'll probably just go with Tyler. I'll go with Tyler again.
All right, Ron.
Just recently, Jason Kidd said that Christian Wood will be coming off the bench.
I was thinking about that too, Ron.
I think Christian Wood is offensively the Mavericks' second best player. I think he's probably going to average.
Nah, bro. Spencer
Who's day 5?
They're going to start JaVale, I think.
Yeah, he's starting.
Okay.
It's probably for defense.
Dwight Powell left.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that with complete confidence because it's kind of speculation, but it is very highly possible that JaVale starts and Wood comes off the bench.
No, they said JaVale. They already said.
They announced
reports are. Yeah,
okay.
Said,
I didn't know if that was speculation.
I seen a report that said Jason
too.
Kidd said that JaVale will start and Christian will come off the bench.
Gotcha.
Seeing if that is the case, well, I'm going with Christian Wood. I think Luka's gonna be spoon feeding him. He's gonna get him easy buckets. On top of that, bro, Christian Wood got game, bro. He averaged 17 last year. I see it being an easier case for him to score this year. Just playing next to a superstar like Luka. And then on top of that, too, just the rebounds and, a couple blocks. I think he got a full case to go ahead and do that.
I like that 1-2 punch for the bigs. For the
Who's at the 4?
Oh, me too.
For the Mavs.
What's his name?
Finney Smith still?
Or Finney Smith could start at the 4, but yeah.
Who was it before?
Well, they still got
Kleber. They got Maxi Kleber.
Maxi, okay. Did he start, though?
What is it going to be? Luka?
No, but like, just think, though. Maxi at the 4, JaVale at the 5,
Smith,
and then
Kleber.
switch him out with what's his name?
Finney Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. was hurt last year, so the lineup.
Oh my God, I forgot about THJ. He could start. So yeah, this actually could be the starting lineup. Dorian Finney-Smith actually might be the starting 4. Luka Doncic, Dinwiddie, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith, and JaVale McGee.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, yeah. So Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench.
Tim off the bench,
that makes sense.
That's normal, yeah.
That's a solid squad thing over there.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that starting roster. Okay, DPOY. I feel like no one's gonna pick this one.
Why is that?
Bam Adebayo.
Mars, you got Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
Dub's got Bam. Ron, Euro, Bobby, Dell.
I got Drew Holiday.
Nah, then as long as Giannis is on his team, they would never give it to him.
Dell, also, you are. I think you're leading in terms of predictions from last season. You predicted Marcus Smart.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to screenshot this and save this for the entire season so we can come back to these. Done that last year, but L host. Ron, Euro, Bobby.
I'm gonna go with a team that I think is because typically you got to be a good defensive team and a good team too. I'm gonna go with a team that I think is gonna be pretty good out on the East. I think they got a pretty good unit to have good defense. I'm actually same team.
Evan Mobley.
I'm gonna jump off a cliff. I'm gonna go not necessarily jump off a cliff, but I'm gonna go with a name that a lot of people aren't really throwing around. I'm gonna say Evan Mobley.
That's a great pick.
It's a great pick.
Is he an elite defender like that? I haven't watched enough of him.
Mobley's a good
should have made OD
fire.
Yeah, Evan's crazy on the defense.
He's a good ass.
I like that. So far, no one's picked the same players yet. Euro and Bobby.
I'm gonna go with Ben Simmons.
Nice. I like that. I really like that. Real.
Did you look at the chat?
No, why?
Oh, they've said
is everybody saying Ben Simmons?
Everybody's saying Ben Simmons.
But I think that's kind of obvious, and not necessarily. Obviously, he's a good defender, but I feel like the Nets, it's a super team, right? They have to have some type of like narrative around them, and I think Ben coming back, it's been a nasty, few months for him. I think the NBA really needs to push their superstars, and giving him a Defensive Player of the Year. Narrative driven, you know what I mean? I think it makes sense.
I don't know. I think
he's going to be the defender on their team.
Ben's about to go crazy this year, bro. Like
on top of that, you know what I mean? At least defensively, he is, in my opinion. So
I think offensively too, bro. Like, son, the
I'm
floor is so spaced out for him to excel in, bro. With KD and Kyrie, who could play good off ball. Joe Harris, Seth Curry, Patty Mills. Like, bro, this team is perfect for Ben Simmons. The reason why I never agreed with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and that could ever work out, because their games never complemented each other. Two guys that really operates in the paint, it's never going to work. But you giving Ben Simmons all this spacing, bro, he's really about to take off. But he's still
is Ben Simmons for sure.
You want him in the paint though, Euro. Like, you want the floor spaced out in order for him to operate.
So you don't think Philly's going to do anything with James Harden and
I think they're going to be great too. I think they're going to be amazing too. especially with James Harden being healthy and everything. I think their games complement each other more than Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. But Ben is about to go bonkers, bro. Bonkers.
All right.
Yeah,
Bobby.
I'm also y'all know I'm a huge Ben advocate. Just from before the whole drama when I was up here caping for Ben, I still feel the same way about Ben, and I just can't. I can't like I smile when I just think of Ben getting a rebound, pushing a fast break with Kevin Durant trailing, Kyrie on his left, anybody else you can say Royce O'Neal, whoever else running on the wing on the 5, bro. He's like he got shoot. TJ Warren, he got shooters all around him, and he's gonna have an open floor, like how Dub's saying. Well, I think like that is damn near the perfect place for Ben to play, because you got to understand, like everybody else out there has shooting and scoring mentalities. Ben is the one guy who wants to come out here and facilitate. So it's like those guys is gonna be like, yeah, bro, go ahead, do your thing, get us open shots.
For mine, JD, I would definitely like to see Marcus Smart repeat. But I think it's gonna be Kawhi though. I'm going with Kawhi for sure.
Rookie of the year. Oh, I have Anthony Davis.
Nice.
There's not one repeat in our DPOYs. Nice.
That's actually an amazing one, actually.
Mars.
What, rookie of the year?
Yeah.
Keegan Murray.
Still pushing that agenda. I like it.
Great pick, Mars. Great pick.
Thank you.
You would like that pick, Bobby. You guys didn't know Bobby is a big Kings fan, so
I figured when he said Malik Monk.
And then he said we're gonna make the playoffs this year.
Crazy. Dub, Ron.
You got to link up with Mr. Maz.
Oh, is he out in Sacramento?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's the pick?
Rookie of the year.
It's Rookie of the Year.
Chet's not playing this year, right? He got hurt.
Nope.
Yeah.
Then I'll have to go with Keegan Murray then.
Ron, Euro, Bobby Dell.
I'll let the chat pick mine. I don't know anything about rookies.
I got Jaden Ivey. He's on the Pistons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, chat, pick for me.
Yeah. I like Jaden a lot.
Yeah.
You hype Jaden a lot.
Jaden's nasty, man.
Paolo.
Hey,
I
yo.
I guess I'll go with Paolo. Whatever.
That's who I got.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that too. I gotta pick the Seattle boy, but it's not just bias because we all know he was the number 1 overall pick.
You are biased though.
No, I'm for sure biased, but he was the number one overall pick, and I think he's gonna just flourish the most. He's the Magic aren't really that good. He's gonna have the ball in his hand, and bro, I just think he's gonna eat.
All right, Bobby.
Actually, hold on, JB. Two things. First, can you go back and switch my 6 man of the year to Davion Mitchell?
Jesus Christ.
6 man a year, Davion Mitchell.
King's about to sweep everyone.
And then, so my rookie of the year obviously is a deep dark sleep for rookie of the year.
Yo, that's a crazy pick.
Hey, hold up.
Yo, your pick is. It's crazy.
You can
Say that again.
Your connection messed up.
Yeah, your
Say it
connection
again.
was bad. Yeah.
Okay, so for rookie of the year, I'm gonna go with Keegan, but I do got a dark sleeper in Kenny Lofton.
Thanks.
I don't know if he's gonna play enough.
Well, I'm just didn't Jaren just get knee surgery again?
Yeah, he's missing I think the first 4 to 6 weeks. I think.
I think Kenny might get a chance to play a little bit early. He might be able to prove himself. But I got Keegan. I got Keegan.
Coach of the year.
Oh.
I have a feeling Dell and I might share this one.
Me too.
You got Jason Kidd?
Yeah. After we talked about the roster that the Mavs got, the potential starting lineup, he's going to be able to do some things.
Yeah.
I hate the Mavs though.
Okay.
I'm going Doc Rivers.
Nah, Jesus
Doc Rivers.
Christ.
I don't think he's a good coach, but I think the Sixers are going to have the number 1 seed, and I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they might.
Mars stole mine because I do believe that Joel is going to be the MVP. I do believe that they're going to do that. But to be different from Mars, I'm going to just come out to the West Coast then, and I'm going to go with the team who I think is going to be one of the best teams on the West. And I'm going to go with Tyronn Lue. The Clippers are stacked, whether you guys want to acknowledge it or not. The Clippers are loaded from top to bottom. Stars, superstars, good role players, defensive players, three-point shooters, everything. And Tyronn Lue has already proved that he's a good coach. Obviously, won championships. He's good with his schemes and things of that nature. Bro, I think, Clippers are going to excel.
Dub, you're going Spo?
No, I'm going JB Bickerstaff.
It's not bad.
They got Donovan Mitchell. I think they're going to be with Evan Mobley, going to ascend in the second year, in my opinion. I think they'll be a better seed than they was last year. And if they're like a 4-3 seed, I think that's enough to make him a coach of the year.
Nice.
What seed were they last year?
They was in playing, so I think they was like
They were the eight. They were the
8 or 9.
seed.
8.
They were the 8
Well,
seed,
weren't
but
they in fourth place for a long minute?
Yeah, then Jared
They
Allen
started the
went out.
season hot.
Everybody was getting hurt. Like Ricky Rubio got hurt.
Yeah.
So
Bobby.
they 4-3.
Bobby, you got coach of the year? I'm assuming the Kings head coach.
Mike Brown.
No, I'm not going with Mike. I want to go with Mike Brown. I want to go with Mike Brown. But I'm gonna go with I want to say Nate McMillan too, but I just can't. The East is so tough. I'm gonna go with Ty Lue.
Who's he coaching?
Atlanta.
No, McMillan.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
They could win it too.
The Clippers are winning the championship, so Ty Lue got it.
All right. NBA Finals. Who you got winning?
Oh, just winning.
No, can we get the matchup? I want to know who you got going. Both teams.
Sixers versus Warriors. Warriors and 6.
I mean, yeah, I just have enough space for who's winning. So
Warriors and 6.
Oh, this is nasty too. Why is this so whatever? Dub, Ron?
I don't know, bro.
I got Bucks.
I don't want to say the Bucks.
I have no faith in them.
Me neither. I'm gonna say Golden State. I'll have to say Golden State, and fuck it, give me Brooklyn. Yeah, let me get Brooklyn. Why not?
So you got Brooklyn beating Golden State?
Off of my hate for Stephen Curry, I probably would. Just off of my hate alone for Stephen Curry, I would. But in reality, I would have to side more towards the Golden State Warriors. But screw that. Brooklyn all the way. Fuck Steph Curry.
Ron, Euro, Bobby.
Warriors, Bucks. Warriors and 6.
I got the Bucks coming out the East. I got the Clippers coming out the West. I have the Bucks beating the Clippers in 6. Y'all know the slogan. Bucks in 6.
Bobby?
Yeah, I got the Clippers, and I don't care who come out the East.
All right.
Oh, let me
This is
change.
what we got. This is what we got right
no
here.
cap. Let me change
Dell
mine.
has Warriors Nets.
I do want to change mine. My bad. I forgot about this team. Give me Boston, bro. They got Malcolm Brogdon, man. I'm taking Boston all the way. JT get his first ring, bro. Let's get right.
I really like the Clippers too, though. I don't know about them winning anything, but I'm definitely going to be paying attention to them. And I'm definitely paying attention to PG this year.
Yes.
Why PG?
I had PG second for my MVP.
Just because I think, I don't know, man. Like, I like underdog stories, and I feel like he's been getting a lot of flack, like consecutive
He deserves
years.
it, though.
And he's not really had the chance to fight that because Kawhi's been hurt. Like, the Clippers doing whatever the Clippers doing. So now that everybody's healthy, I really, really want to see if because this is the first time they're starting the season off healthy, right? Kawhi and PG together.
That's exactly what I've seen, Kenny.
Since 2020, I think.
And then 2020 kind of blew up in their face, right?
Yeah,
That
was when they
so
lost to the
I
Nuggets.
just want to see. I'm just excited for great basketball. Like JD was saying, everybody's healthy. It seems like so.
Bro, this season is going
want
to eclipse last season.
Right. So the basketball gods have been teasing us with the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Clippers, tandem or whatever. And I'm just ready for like to witness if this is going to be something. So I'm paying attention.
I think I'm most excited to see Zion Williamson play. I want Anthony Davis to stay healthy. And of course, I'm excited to watch the Mavs. So always.
Don't forget about Dame too, though. Dame coming back. I can't wait to see what Dame looks like and what
him and Anthony Simons. I'm actually excited to watch Anthony Simons almost more than I'm excited to watch Dame. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to ask
him blossom.
I would like to ask the question though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really that big of a believer on the Clippers right now. I have to see it in order to believe it.
Why not though?
I think on paper they're amazing, but I mean, a lot of people give Paul George a lot of slack for folding in 2020, but Kawhi Leonard was a good part of that as well. So I'm curious as to know what would the stigma be around Kawhi Leonard if he never wins with the Clippers. What would people say about him? It goes to what Mars says. Like, will people knock him down just because he didn't win a chip with that supporting cast? Will people look at him differently than they do now? It's just one thing that goes in my brain because a lot of people love switching up. They love having recency bias. In my opinion, Kawhi Leonard's going to stay the same way no matter what. But will people switch up and be like, all right, this guy never won with the Clippers. He's not really that guy that we really thought that he was. Just
I think people are gonna start saying those things once he doesn't win with the Clippers. I won't agree with it, but that's how people are reactionary to winning and losing. But it's definitely gonna start being said because it'll be like 4 years now if he loses again this year.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna start saying he can never stay healthy. Toronto was a fluke. He wasn't even a superstar in 2014. They're gonna start questioning his career, and it's gonna be weird.
And it's the stupidest shit, bro. And like people, like I'm a big believer. Like if you with somebody and you supporting somebody and you hold them to this criteria, why switch up on them? You feel how you feel about them, and why the fuck you gonna just switch up on people like that? If you hold a guy to this criteria, you stand on that shit. Don't just switch up just because, there's some outside circumstances that kept him from winning a ring. Like, I would acknowledge the fact that Kawhi Leonard would have won in 2021 because if he didn't get hurt, I mean, they probably would have won. But a lot of people's not going to keep that open mind. And just the NBA media just pisses me off with that shit.
I never switched up. Yeah, you switched up. You was going against Mars, and now you're trying to, forge allegiances and shit.
Yeah, I didn't switch up. I love Mars. I've always loved Mars. I've always loved Mars. Let's not understand that. Even though we don't agree, I always love Mars. No, let's understand that, bro. I've always loved Mars. Me and Mars, we got a good relationship when we're not talking about basketball. We just don't agree on a lot. I love Mars. There's all love up here. We just don't agree on a lot. But the things we do agree on, I will stand with you in the battlefield with all the odds against us, and I will fight with you to the death.
Listen, man, you have the right to change your opinion on things, to switch up your stance, especially if you see the light and realize that your past ways have been incorrect.
I can understand that though, but I don't think that would apply for Kawhi Leonard.
All right, moving on. Drink more water. I don't see Ben impacting the Nets defense enough to be in the DPOY combo, considering he isn't much of a rim protector. Smart winning was an anomaly. I see where you're going because bigs are typically... Sorry, get Bobby back in here. Bigs are typically favored for DPOY. I hear you. But Ben Simmons, I don't think it's a bad pick. All right, Bobby,
Ben's a good pick, though, but then here's also the thing, too. You got to understand you got to really be on a good defensive team as well. Does Ben fix all of the Nets' defensive patches? Because that kind of goes into play, too. Like, if we're talking about best defenders in the league, I think Ben is easily in that category. But is he able to help assure that defense and make them transform from a bottom defensive team to, one of the better teams or at least middle of the pack?
Well, Royce plays D.
I forgot about Royce.
KD plays D. Royce plays D.
Can we not forget
sleeping on that Royce O'Neal pick?
No,
I got love for Royce O'Neal.
Can we not forget that
alongside those pieces over there?
Can we not forget that the Nets defense was a middle of pack defense even last year with the Kevin Durant as the main guy? Like, let's not forget that before he got hurt, they were middle of the road. I think like a top 15 defense, and He gets hurt, and then they fall all the way to bottom 5. It's just this false stigma that's going around that, the Nets are terrible. Do I think that they do need more rim protecting? I could agree. But to think that defense is not middle of the road, the defense was just middle of the road with Kevin Durant. So adding a Royce O'Neal, adding a Ben Simmons, I think they're definitely they're definitely going to be middle of the they're definitely going to be middle of the road no matter what.
Huh?
Who? Claxton? Claxton's okay. I'm not gonna say he's crazy, but he's
not an elite defender. Not an elite defender.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying if you are trying to beat Ben Simmons off the dribble, and then you got to worry about either KD or Claxton, altering your shot. I mean, it's just going to make it more difficult.
I don't know how many people are worrying about Nick Claxton, to be honest.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier shooting over somebody like Draymond Green, who is 6'7". You know what I mean? Trying to swatch his shot than it is.
He's much stronger than Nick Claxton, though. He's to put that belly on you.
The scenario that I gave, I mean, whatever. Man.
He's gonna put that belly on you, son. Put that belly on you.
It's kind of nasty for you to twist it to where now I have to defend fucking Nicholas Claxton type of shit.
No, I'm not. I'm just I'm not saying that you're saying anything. I was just saying. Just saying.
What are you saying, JD?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. Bobby, let's talk about your Kings. So, the Seattle Mariners. It's been 21 years since they clinched a playoff berth. First of all, congratulations to Seattle Mariners making the playoffs after 21 years.
Can't wait to smack the Yankees.
The Kings now have the longest playoff drought in North American pro sports at 16 years. So 2006 was the last time they made the playoffs. They lost to the Spurs in round 1. Bobby, you believe that the Kings can make the playoffs this season. Why?
I got one name for you. That name is Domantas Sabonis. And I mean, I think that changes everything from where we were to where we are now.
That didn't change shit. What the hell are you talking about, Bobby? Domantas Sabonis?
You'll see.
Come on, I got one word for you. Julius Randle. What are you talking about?
So what does that mean? You don't like Julius?
It don't mean nothing exactly.
I mean, the Knicks went to the Knicks went to the playoffs.
Understandably so, but come on, bro. I swear when you said Sacramento Kings, I thought Pager was coming back with Chris Webber in them.
Hey, check me out though. I'm not saying we about to make a deep playoff run. I'm not saying we're title contenders. All I'm saying is that we are competent enough now to be able to make a playoff push. That's all I'm saying.
What seed?
Yeah, thank you, Mars.
Man, we'll be somewhere in that 6, 7, 8.
6 is ambitious.
6 is crazy.
Half the Western Conference has to get hurt.
6 is very ambitious.
Let's play a game.
JD, let's play this game for sure.
Let's play this game. All right, let's just start with last year's standings.
Hold on, can we hear y'all roster first? Everybody
was hurt last year.
But who's your roster right now?
Put the roster up, JD.
Who are you guys rolling out?
Let me put up their depth chart.
I'm saying between De'Aaron, DeMontis, Harrison Barnes.
You have De'Aaron Fox, Davion Mitchell, Matthew Dellavedova, Quinn Cook, Terrence Davis, Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, Sam Merrill, Kent Bazemore, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, Trey Lyles, Rashawn Holmes, KZ Okpala, Chimezi Metu, Alex Len, and Neemias Quater.
So we can't sneak a 7-8 seed with this.
Let me tell you why you can't. There is no defense being played through that team at all. You guys are just gonna be getting torched on the defensive end, and it's
Real Madrid is better than y'all.
No way. There's no way you guys gonna come up.
All right.
Yeah. We got Davion. We got some.
That's it. Davion's it. That's it. There's nobody else. He just read me the lineup. I don't hear nobody like Sabonis is. He's not crazy defender,
all right.
in my opinion.
We're playing this game.
We're
Actually,
not going to be a number 1 seed, but I think we can get in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Let's play.
Playing game. Maybe
that's where you should have went. You should have went straight to the play-in.
7, 8.
You could be 10. You could be 10. You could be 10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, you could be 10.
Maybe 10. Okay, let's start at the bottom of the West. let's go with the Houston Rockets. Are they going to finish above the Houston Rockets?
We're better than the Rockets.
Yeah,
We're
they'll
better
finish
than
above
the
the
Rockets.
Rockets.
Oklahoma City.
We're better.
They'll finish above KC.
Trailblazers.
No.
I think we're better. I think we're better than the Blazers.
That's where
As a team.
Better than Blazers?
With Dame
The
coming back?
Blazers with Dame coming back?
I don't think you're better than Portland.
I mean, they got Dame. I'm talking about just like
Anthony
Mark said
Simons,
earlier.
Jeremy Grant, Josh Hart,
Just like Mark said earlier,
GP2.
basketball is a team sport.
Nurkic
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
terrible.
they got Gary Payton the second.
They got a lot of good players.
All right. All right. So far we have them. So far we have them above one, finishing above one team in the West.
No, we
Lakers.
got about 3 teams in the West.
We're good. I'm
Houston
good.
and OKC.
Or
They've
3
got
teams.
Houston
My
and
bad.
OKC. That's who they've got.
Lakers.
No.
If AD's not healthy, we're better than the Lakers.
If De'Aaron Fox ain't healthy, you're worse than everyone.
What are you talking about? Darren, when is Darren? Darren got hurt a couple times, but he's good. Darren's good.
If you have to finish above them based on injury, then what are we doing right now?
You know what I'm saying, all right. No, we're not better than the Lakers. We're not better than the Lakers. Get that out of there.
All right.
Cool.
The Spurs.
Yeah, we're better than the Spurs.
Yeah.
The Clippers.
No.
No, hell no.
I still think the Spurs is better.
We're better than the Jazz. We're better than the Jazz.
The Pelicans.
No.
No, we're not better than the Pelicans.
The Timberwolves.
No.
No,
The Nuggets.
No.
hell no.
The Jazz.
Yes.
The Mavericks.
No.
Bobby.
Not at
He's
all.
about to
No
kick
way.
you off the show, man.
No.
Hey,
The
with that
Warriors.
being said, I still think you guys overrate the Mavericks.
Bobby,
what?
you said
I
Mavs, no?
think the Mavericks will be in the play.
I don't think we're better than the Mavericks, but I think we can play with the Mavericks. So I think that's a good game.
I don't think it's
Who's
a
your
good game at all.
MVP you said just now?
You said who's our? I think DeMontis.
No, when you picked the MVP players, who did you pick?
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you meant of our team. I thought you meant of our team. But just like Mark said, basketball is a team sport.
I understand, but when we picked MVPs, you picked Luka though, right?
Yeah, I think Luka could be MVP.
All right.
But wait, what does that mean though? That
No many MVPs are in the play-in. That's all I know.
But
So if
okay,
the
hold
Kings
on.
are better than the-
We have 3 more teams. Golden State Warriors, Bobby.
No, we're not better than the Warriors.
The Grizzlies.
No,
The Suns.
shit, who knows? Probably not though.
All right, so you have them finishing 9 then, if that's
Okay, but that's a playing game. That's a playing, right?
yeah,
But
which is
That's a
which
far
is
away from
not bad,
6.
but that's far away from 6.
I said 6, 7, or 8, so that's not far from 8.
Semantics is fire, man.
No, but check me out though. Some of these teams that are better than that might be better than us doesn't mean that they will beat us. Like for instance, like Portland. I don't think Portland's just like way better than us. I think we can play with Portland. I don't think it's.
Are the schedules out yet? Like, what's schedule strength for you guys?
I don't know. I haven't checked any of that out.
If we can find this.
About to win 31 games.
Here,
Really, everything rides on you guys with Keegan Murray. Obviously, he was a summer league MVP. He played great this over this last summer.
Perfect.
If Keegan can really come in and ball out next to De'Aaron, Sabonis does what he does.
Y'all sleep on Harrison Barnes. Y'all sleep on
Harrison really got to come and play ball. You guys might be able to, make some noise, but Keegan got to really, really, really turn
Eagles
up.
on top, baby. Stop playing with us, son. We just came back. We just came back. We scored.
No. This.
You're smoking me for real?
Hey, but this all I'm gonna say is we're definitely at the very least we're gonna be in the play-in. So,
all right. This was written August 19th.
City boys ain't flying
of
out
course,
today.
This is probably based on opinion. So, where do we? Oh, this is going to be confusing. Oh, is this
I
it?
can't believe we're really debating if the Kings are going to make the playoffs. That's crazy.
Never mind. There's too much to go through here, so I couldn't give you a.
Nobody's debating that.
All right, I want you guys to rate these duos from 1 to 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right, let's go in. I'll give you all the duos individually. So instead of going each duo, each person, we're just going to go Dub. I'm going to give you all 5 duos. I want you to rank them for me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. I have Damian Lillard and Jeremy Grant, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle.
Trae Young, DeJounte's one. What was the other one?
Donovan Darius.
Yes, Donovan and Darius Mitchell number 2. Did somebody really say Damian Lillard and Jeremy Grant?
Jeremy's cold, man.
Nah, I would say more Anthony Simons, but I'll go with who was the other guys, Jay?
Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle.
Who else?
Sorry, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Jalen Brunson and Julius
Randle. You have Damian Lillard and Jeremy Grant last.
Oh no, my bad. Damian Lillard, Jeremy Grant, mainly because of Jeremy Grant. That's why he's on 4. And then the other one, Julius Randle and whatever his name is.
Okay. Mars?
Wait, so are we doing it based on just those 2 guys or the success
those
team will have?
We're ranking the duos, just the duos. You don't have to worry about anyone else on any other pieces.
Okay, Trae and DeJounte, Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, Kat and Rudy, Dame and Jeremy Grant, and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson.
This might be very similar across the board. Dell?
I'm picking what? The best duos?
Yep, you're going to rank them. So Damian Lillard, Jeremy Grant, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle.
Can you put it on the screen? I have to see it because I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah. Fucking Jonathan Taylor, bro.
I take D. Mitch and Garland first. It's only 4.
No, the Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson they're just down here somewhere.
They should stay down there, yeah.
Let me just see the 4. They're gonna stay down there. Let me see
They shouldn't even be there, bro.
I got Mitch and Garland, Kat and Gobert, Trae and DeJounte, Dame and Jeremy. That's it.
Oh, you are okay.
Say that
Sorry.
one more time?
I got the same. I got mine the same as that.
Can y'all say that one more time?
Garland and Mitch, Kat and Gobert, Trae and DeJounte, Dame and Jeremy.
You got Trae and DeJounte 4th?
3rd.
Okay.
Euro, this is your favorite segment, ranking players. So how are you ranking these duos?
Yeah, I got D. Mitch and Darius. Kat and Gobert, Trae and DeJounte, Brunson and Randle. Damon, Grant, Brunson and Randle.
I love seeing Trae Young and DeJounte 3rd. Beautiful. Ron, did you go?
You got Trae Young and DeJounte 3rd?
Because I love seeing Trae and DeJounte 1.
Yeah, we know.
And I think it's a runaway with those 2 too. By the way.
2-2.
Number 2, I'm gonna go Kat and Gobert. I think they're gonna exceed a lot of people's expectations. Number 3, I think this is the most hyped duo in the league. They just have a great team around them, from in terms of the 3, 4, and 5, and bench and coach. But Donovan and Darius, and then I'm gonna go obviously Dame and Jeremy, and then at 5, Jalen and Julius.
There you go. There you have it.
So wait. You guys really believe that Darius and D. Mitch are a better duo than Trae and DeJounte?
Darius and Mitch gonna be fucking Trae and DeJounte up.
So now check this out. So if you take D. Mitch and Darius Garland, you take them out of the pieces that they have in Cleveland that are amazing supporting cast, right?
Yeah.
You put them in Atlanta. What do?
That's not the question, but the question.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. That's not the question, but I'm asking because we're ranking duos now.
They'll do the same thing or better than what they're about to do. I'm confused with that.
Cleveland's supporting cast is much better than.
But D. Mitch has never played with that supporting cast yet. So how would just like DeJounte haven't played with the Hawks? So how can we?
I mean, the Hawks. You act like the Hawks supporting cast is weak though.
They're not bad.
The Hawks were heavily carried by Trey. Heavily.
Yeah, John
was even across the board.
When Trey the year when they went when they beat the Sixers and stuff like that, Trey wasn't doing that by himself, but John Collins was getting busy.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody does it by themselves, but Trae Young was the main. Trae Young was the main catalyst on why they were competing.
I'm gonna just put it like that: 30 and 10. That's a lot of heavy carrying.
Oh, it's 48 minutes in the game, but when you shoot as many shots as you,
who else gives you 30 and 10 then? In 48 minutes in the game.
Why did I just see Steven Adams, bro?
48 minutes in the game.
2 years, 12 mil. What was it?
Yeah, because that was what I was getting to next. But
2 years, 25.
Nah, just go now.
Yeah, so Steven Adams just signed a 2-year, $25.2 million extension.
Nice.
Pretty fire to see a player like Steven Adams sign something like that. Just goes to show that you don't need to be this flashy frills player, like just getting it done on the glass and being a bodyguard
that motherfucker
on
is
the
a
floor.
Cornerstone if I ever seen one.
Bro, like
I wish Brooklyn Nets had somebody like Steven Adams.
Steven, I love
you
Steven
definitely
Adams.
can always use somebody like that.
Yes, Steven Adams is like the ultimate role player.
Yo, Del, if the Nets had Steven Adams, bro, that would be unfair, bro. Wouldn't even be no point playing.
You think that's just a lock?
Yeah, I mean, and how I feel about it wouldn't even be no point in playing that season. Yep. If Ben's healthy, you know.
What was your take, honestly? What was your take about the Nets when they first started linking up?
Who, me?
Yeah.
So you can ask Dub. I knew that shit wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, he didn't like him.
Del, I have a question. Because you missed the last few shows, is there anything that you wanted to get off your chest?
You have to go back some topics. I loved KD interview, his first stuff. I loved some of the stuff he said. What else? I love Kyrie's words as well. Was funny. Did we talk about Malika Andrews being gross?
No.
No, we haven't.
God damn.
Oh yeah, that she was being. I sent it in the chat where I said Stephen A. cooked her. I didn't know
yeah.
So there, I don't know if there might be some people who watch this show who maybe don't know what's going on with that. Can you kind of just explain the situation?
The Udoka
with Malika Andrews.
Oh well, it stems from the Udoka. I guess Stephen A. was talking about him and Kendrick Perkins was just talking about how everything is Udoka. You don't see none of the women names. That's what's going on. There's only one person getting suspended, one person's getting fined, and Stephen A. brought up that fact about the women, and Malika took it as Stephen A. is just shaming women, basically just thinking he's bringing up a woman's name just to shade light away from Udoka when he was like, no, they're calling it a Boston Celtics policy. Both of these people are working, but we're just hearing one name. And she's like, but who would want to cast a woman in that light? She probably got a family. Udoka has the exact same thing. Don't matter because he's the main guy. Like, no, that makes no sense. And it made me to think of just past stuff that happened. It's always just the front guy, which is the man or the main sources, but you said it's a Boston Celtics policy. Both of them work there. One is not suspended. One is that I no matter how, he's not going to jail. So we know it ain't like something as, rape or whatever the case may be, misconducts in all that sense. So it's really a Boston Celtics policy, but only one worker is getting suspended. So Stephen, and then she was being gross. It was like, I couldn't even watch it. She was just getting annihilated, and I just was like clapping the whole way. Like it was bad business. Bad lady. And then I found out who her boyfriend is. He looks like you, JD.
Bad lady or good lady?
He's older. He's older too.
Yeah. All right. If anybody has any kind of input, do y'all know why Boston's not giving that head job to Damon Stoudemire?
Is he on the bench?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe Damon Stoudemire is there. Why not? Why they giving it to Mazzulla instead of him?
Well, Joe been there longer though. Joe been there for like 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe been there for 5 years.
Joe from Rhode Island. And I'm sure they asked the players too.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
Do you guys think that like what kind of impact do you think that's going to have on where the Celtics?
I mean, zero in terms of I don't feel they'll look at him the same as they looked at Udoka, but I also feel that that residue of them making it to the chip. I think they got a bunch of old guys that's still hungry. That they don't matter who's sitting there based on the foundation. Yeah. But it's easier said than done, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think people overestimate how much the lack of a coach being there is going to change things. I think Udoka did a good job on the Celtics organization, but I think the players and what they do and what they represent, like Dell said, the foundation they have, is something that's easy to build upon. I think they could find a coach that can sit here and, not going to say he could do exactly the same job as Udoka, but he could have something in play that he's not going to mess anything up. And I think those players are hungry, they're thirsty for a title, and they'll be able to overcome this little bump in the road that's been happening with them.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, I'm actually moving today, and the truck just got here, so I do got to go. But I appreciate y'all bringing me back on the show. Real quick, I want some formal apologies when the Kings make the playoffs. So I'm gonna say I want some formal apologies, damn near handwritten letters, But yeah, thanks a lot for having me on the show, fellas. I hope to come back sometime soon.
All right, Bobby.
All right, man. Y'all have a good day.
You're gonna have to come back when the Kings don't make the finals.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be.
We're not making the finals. We're not making the finals, but we'll be in the.
Playoffs, whatever.
Devion, 6th man of the year. Keegan, rookie of the year. Malik, he coming for that most improved player.
And Sabonis MVP.
Shit, that's possible.
All
right, so y'all have a good rest of your show, man. Have a good day.
All right, Bobby.
Bro. All right,
bro. Before you move on, JD, with the Celtics thing, I just want to say, like, I'd be the main advocate saying that things off the court don't really affect things on the court, but when you lose something that affects that has something to do with you on the court, such as Udoka, he's their coach. He has an immediate
relationship he built.
Exactly, the relationships, but he has immediate effect on the way that they play with his style of coaching, his schemes and whatnot. The year before Udoka was there, based on the year that Udoka was there, it was like night and day just in terms of certain things, especially defense. And so, bro, I do think that it can have an effect on them this year. I don't know if it will, but I just know, like, Udoka changed the franchise for the better.
So the year before, didn't they make the playoffs?
Yeah, the Celtics they've been in the playoffs since JT got in the league, even before that.
And weren't they battling injuries that year as well?
Well, I'm not just talking about strictly the year before, though. I'm talking about through Brad Stevens' tenure with Jaylen Brown and JT. Yeah, and so they were a good team, but they leveled up this year. And a large part of that was due to just how everybody bought in on defense, the way they played on offense, just everything, bro. They just look like a better team. They look like a well-oiled machine. And so I'm saying, like, a lot of that fell on Udoka. I don't know if this new coach can keep that going. It's easy to say, like, oh yeah, they did it last year, so they'll do it this year. But who knows what the agenda that the new coach is pushing? Maybe it was something that he didn't like and he tweaks it, and that hurts them for the worse.
Right.
Now I'm saying, like, yeah, they have an amazing core. They just added Malcolm Brogdon. I think that's gonna do wonders for him. But we never know. But I think the addition of Malcolm Brogdon is greater than the subtraction of Udoka.
Got you. MC Robinson. Who would win in a 1v1, Uncle Drew or Grandma Mama as their character? No make it, take it, and it's 90s rules.
Grandma Mama. That's fire.
Uncle Drew. Kyrie Irving's putting her in a fucking blender.
Do you know who that is? Grandma
Uncle Drew?
Johnson?
Grandmama Johnson? Nah, I really don't. I'm just going with Kyrie Irving. I don't care who it is. I'm going with Kyrie all the way.
God.
The anti-hero, the Punisher, I'll call him.
Is it
Kyrie
Magic?
Irving.
Grandma Johnson, fool. Larry Johnson.
Larry Johnson.
My bad.
Hey, Grandma Johnson gonna be dunking all over Kyrie. I mean,
Man, Kyrie putting Larry in the fucking blender, bro. Let's not do this.
Larry gonna be slapping the shit off the back.
Larry gonna be wondering. He ain't seen no moves like that. He'll be like, where did this come from?
I'll be scared to moan in your girl's ear. I'd be like, oh.
Man, I'll be moaning, bro.
Hey, yo, okay. My bad.
You see what you did, JD?
Okay.
You see what you did, JD?
I know that was 1000% my fault. I don't even know why I did that because I should have known, bro. We got double-holic today. This is not debonair behavior.
I told y'all that debonair shit wasn't gonna last for so long.
Nah, the shot is what put it over the top. I'll transition back to my.
You might as well take another one. You already here. Just take another shot.
Oh my god!
I drank the rest of it. I mean, I got sangria. Yeah, I took that down, bro.
Go grab the sangria.
What you trying? What you trying?
You're
trying to do to me, bro?
You're losing today, so you're gonna just go ahead.
And today I've been chilling, man. Mars has been on the channel.
Not that. I'm talking about.
Oh, in fantasy?
Yes, man.
Are we doing fantasy NBA?
I suck at that, bro. I could, but
if y'all want to.
I didn't even know it was a thing.
You didn't know that fantasy basketball existed?
Nope.
Really? Wow.
Mars, what? You literally grew up with the internet.
I didn't know it existed.
What? Okay. Well,
how do you know all this other shit exists, but you didn't know that fantasy football existed?
Maybe it's not that I didn't know it existed. I just never acknowledged its existence. So, like, it's never come to my mind that, fantasy basketball exists. It's just not.
Well, Mars, I feel like you would geek out over fantasy basketball.
Probably.
No, really. I don't like fantasy football. And
okay, well, you don't care about football. So.
My football.
They got fantasy soccer?
Yeah, I don't care about that. So I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Okay, well maybe you won't geek out over it. My bad for assuming. I feel like now is a great time to recognize the Players' Choice YouTube members, those who support the channel every month. We got the casuals, the regulars, the elite members. If you want to become a member of the Players' Choice channel, you hit that join button down below. If you have not been a member in the past, you get 50% off on your first sign up. If you don't see that join button, go into the description of this video, or if you're an audio listener and you want to support Players' Choice, you can go over and do that as well from the podcast description. There is the Become a Member link. Click that. It will take you to the YouTube join membership thing, and you can become a casual, a regular, or an elite member, which actually also brings me to something I was thinking about yesterday or 2 days ago. Is I feel like on Wednesday, since we have a doubleheader of Players' Choice and Gridiron, I feel like we need to have one Wednesday where we do a membership challenge, and it's only for the duration of the live shows, and whichever show is able to get the most members to sign up in that live show, the other show has to do something. Punishment. I don't know what that punishment is, but I was thinking about this.
Nah,
it's a little unfair because Players' Choice gets a little bit more live viewers, but
we're on the come up.
You guys have been running it up.
We on the come up.
I agree. Let's do it because I'm not going to be involved in it because I'm on both shows. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. Ron, right here, bro. Right here. That's actually.
But Ron, you're technically on the Gridiron side because you host Gridiron.
Okay, so check this out. The winners get something and the losers got to do something. So I get to reap the benefits of both sides.
Mars, you see this shit right now?
You don't want to fist bump you, Doug.
No, get out of here, Mars. Don't leave me hanging, Mars. You got me right. There we go. See, that's why we elite. That's why we allegiances right now. Jesus Christ, Ron.
So as I was saying, shout out to the regular and elite members of Players' Choice YouTube. Nate Richmond, Devin Mabry.
I kicked him off the show. What's wrong with him, bro? I thought we were supposed to be boys.
EC the Dom, Gideon, Tyson Thomas, Ace Boogie, Devontae Bailey, King J, Zeke Knoll, Kendrick, 40
Now I'm
KOW,
kicking your
Gordon
ass off the
Clayton,
show.
Sacred
Get your monkey
Gaming,
ass out of here.
Grande Jones, Tino Bolton, Uncle Tito, Rio Max Sauce, Josh P23, Elder Rufus, Nick T, Bake, K-Dog, Odd Malik, Jagar's Underworld, MC Robinson, Kenyon White, Big Meech, James, Gaz, 123. Shout out to all y'all who support the Players Choice YouTube channel on a monthly basis. You guys are the GOATs.
Jay Jimenez said E-fisting is crazy.
E-fisting is crazy. Y'all got any final words?
God bless y'all and God bless America. Skull.
Skull is the funniest shit ever.
Nice.
Dell, welcome back again. Any final words?
Love life.
Euro?
Nothing.
Ron?
Gridiron tomorrow at 6 Pacific. Y'all start tuning into the Monday show. We just added that to the lineup. So now y'all got Monday and Wednesdays. Come tune into some football. I know y'all going to be joining it today. So tomorrow we're going to recap everything. Holla.
Mars, did I already get to you? My brain is mush.
Turnovers are overrated.
Hey, yo, make sure you comment, subscribe to all the things, man. And we will catch you next show on Wednesday. Peace out.